Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Lawsplaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. And I've been waiting for chat to show up this whole time. I've been just sitting here on my thumbs.
Rude.
With me today is my good friend, Mr. Uncivil Law. How you doing, buddy?
What's up, man? I'm doing great.
Really?
Yes, I'm actually feeling very, very good right now.
I love it. I love to hear that, man, because sometimes you're not feeling so good, and I like that. I like to see.
Well, yeah, man. It's like, you know, that's the thing with like, because I deal with depression issues, and some days, man, you just like hate your life and stuff, and some days you feel great, and so like you just take those wins, and you're like, I don't know why I feel great, but I'm gonna take it and roll.
Dude, I get a little bit of seasonal affective every December. I think because I moved to Minnesota in December in 4th grade.
Yep.
And so like I still, for some reason, and I know, you're like, this is silly. I should go do something, but you just can't. I know how it feels, man. It sucks.
No, I used to get seasonal affective when I was in DC, not so much in Texas, I have to tell you, because it's sunnier a lot.
Well, there's two seasons in Texas: construction and construction. That's it. But anyway, so what I've got today is obviously a recap of Johnny Depp. I've got a bunch of super chats that I was not able to get to. I had some family time with my son. He wanted to go. One of his friends plays in the orchestra at the local high school, and they had a string orchestra concert, which I had to attend. I don't know if I heard the middle of a single song because I would fall asleep. I wake up and applause and go back to sleep. It was terrible. But yeah, I got to take my son there, and that was nice. But I also didn't get much of it wasn't a good nap. It was not good sleep. So but yeah, I had to end the stream a little bit earlier today for that. And so I've got some super chats from there, but there's something I actually kind of wanted to talk to you about a little bit that is not related to Depp versus Heard. And I don't know how long you've got, but maybe we could start with that for a little bit.
I figure I got a half hour, an hour of life in me before I have to go to bed and wake up in 7 hours and do it all over.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Although I've got a couple hours left, but okay, so I was on a debate the other day, and to all the chat who is sending in super chats, I love you all. I will be reading all of those super chats as well, and of course, I'll get to the 20s. I want to start this discussion though, and we'll see where we get to, and we may add some chats in. But I was on a debate on Destiny's channel the other day, and did you happen to see it or any part of it?
I did not, and people asked me if I was interested in talking with him, and I sent him I sent him a tweet, and he said yes, and then I sent him a DM saying I'm in, and I never heard from him again.
I'll poke him and just hopefully make the connection, because sometimes that happens. Like you get the tweet thing, and then DMs get flooded. So
yeah,
I'll do that. But it was me, and like 3 people opposed to me. Which was always a great place to be. They're all lawyers, apparently, of some stripe. Cool. And I don't know what their practice areas are or anything. And we were debating Roe versus Wade and the overturning of it. And one of the points that I feel they kind of hand waved away that I brought up is, and I was looking for your insight on this because I know you're like a freaking walking encyclopedia.
I try.
But my understanding is that under the English common law, going way back, the unborn child who is within the mother's womb actually has present property rights.
Well, I don't know if I'd phrase it that way. At least in my knowledge, with post-quickening, the recognition of the life of the child was a thing of common law. Perhaps most notably on those rare instances where women were facing the death penalty. If they were pregnant post-quickening, the execution couldn't happen. This is the idea of a woman pleading her belly, as an idea of delaying execution. So post-quickening, I think you've got it. Pre-quickening, I'm not so convinced on. I thought Justice Alito's analysis on this aspect of his draft opinion was weak to my mind. I thought it was not well supported. I certainly liked the rest of his opinion. I think Roe was incorrectly decided. I think that it's not supported by the Constitution. But yeah, the pre-quickening stuff I wasn't sold on, and I thought the references to Blackstone and there were like 2 or 3 citations from common law didn't really do a whole lot for me. So that's that's where I came out on the thing at the moment.
Let me quote Blackstone.
Sure.
An infant in ventre sa mère, or in the mother's womb, is supposed in law to be born for many purposes. It is capable of having a legacy or a surrender of a copyhold estate made to it. It may have a guardian assigned to it, and it is enabled to have an estate limited to its use, and to take afterwards by such limitation as if it were actually born, or as if it were then actually born. And in this point, the civil law agrees with ours.
Yeah, that's an interesting citation.
Yeah, so there's Blackstone there, and then we've got who is this one? This is from...
I'm curious when he says like infant in the womb, whether or not he is referring to
pre or post quickening.
Yeah, any particular development period or something like that.
See, I think when we're talking, because this is limited to property law, this analysis, I've got a whole, it's like a 24-page paper here. But going through the history of it, it actually goes all the way to our common law as well. So this is interesting. So let's see. Here, in 1869, the Supreme Court of Missouri was faced with the question of whether a contingent remainder can vest in an unborn child. The court's answer was explicit. A child unborn will now not only inherit all manner of estates, but take remainders, whether vested or contingent, as though living when the particular estate determined. Indiana Supreme Court held that when a testator devised property to his daughter and her children, and a child was in ventre sa mère at the time of the testator's death, the unborn child could take as a tenant in common with his own mother. The unborn child therefore had equal right and title to the property with his mother. So these are there's more. I could go on, but reading citations gets kind of boring.
Yeah.
But this was one of the issues that I brought up during the debate, was because these guys said that an unborn child has no rights, that they're not recognized. A fetus is not a person for purposes of the 14th Amendment. I say that we have given rights for centuries to unborn children in specific circumstances. Now, granted, not all rights, but I think we have gone through, and we have throughout history delineated by age different rights that vest in someone, right? Like we've determined constitutionally the right to vote vests at 18. That's a constitutional amendment.
Yes, this is true.
We've determined that the right to an alcoholic beverage is uninfringible after 21, right?
After determining that it was very infringible.
Right. Exactly. But we do this. There are these. You have an implied right to drink alcohol. I would think that's a 9th Amendment right. Because we basically tried to ban the production and distribution of it. But you have an implied right to consume some sort of beverage.
If the government, I don't know, I'd agree with that. I mean, I agree with you in so much as the federal government's ability to regulate it, but in terms of states' regulation, I would tend to disagree.
Well, yeah, because I don't know on consumption, but I think well, if they do though, let's say this. If the state or the federal government wanted to regulate your consumption of alcohol, not the commerce of it, but the consumption of it, they would have to at least pass a rational basis test, right?
Sure.
Which implies then that there is a right. How protectable that right is.
I don't know if that's necessarily true either, except to the extent, well, I sort of think that the government always has to meet rational basis, just kind of period. Because like it's just kind of like a fundamental minimum standard for them to meet, because the alternative is arbitrary and capricious, which they can never do. So like they can never.
But only insofar as it infringes an individual right. Because I think they can act non-rationally so long as no right is infringed, because there's no standing to sue at that point.
Well, I mean, for example, traffic regulations would not be based on any right, except to the extent it was created by statute, which even isn't even a right either. So I'm not sure that flows.
But
Also
is
in the
it
14th, also in the 14th Amendment, because it talks about persons born in the 14th Amendment, I think you have a tough time on the 14th Amendment analysis getting in the preborn within the context of the 14th.
Yes, I agree. But see, that was their argument was in the context of the 14th Amendment. My argument is that there is, I frankly don't care about the 14th Amendment in general being used as the sole vehicle for determining abortion as a constitutional issue.
Yeah, no, that's a hard sell. Like I agree with Alito's analysis very strongly on that. It's like I can't find it in any combination of the combination of rights. So if you're talking about a 14th Amendment analysis, you kind of have to do one of two things. Either option A, it's somewhere in the first 8 amendments or their combination or something, in which case the term liberty incorporated that concept and therefore it's there, which meant it was always banned by the federal government and then applies to state. Or in the alternative, it wasn't in the Bill of Rights, but when they wrote liberty, one of the things they meant to do was also create a new right to abortion on top of that. So the word liberty is doing a lot of heavy lifting here. Either way, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me.
Right. But I'm saying that we have, again, ignore the 14th Amendment as it applies to personhood. I think the only relevant factor of the 14th Amendment for my purposes is due process being applied to the states. Right. And so then I'll go to a 9th Amendment implied right for the unborn as existing because it existed at the time of the passage of the Constitution. It's recognized in the common law. Now, what that right is, we can certainly debate, and whether or not that right is strong enough, or those interests are strong enough to preclude abortion, is a different question, I think. But the fact that there is a right to compete with a mother's right to autonomy within the fetus itself or the unborn child itself, I think exists.
So Alita's opinion definitely doesn't do that. To the extent he's talking about quickening.
And it shouldn't.
Yeah, he talks about whether or not there was a right, at least at quickening, and he seems to say no. But yeah, he doesn't like say the alternative is like the people have rights, because Alito's draft opinion would seem to allow abortion right up to the moment of birth and would seem to allow the state to forbid all abortion with the exception of a mother's life.
Right.
So it's basically all the latitude. So Alito's opinion doesn't go that far. That's for sure.
No. And Alito's opinion shouldn't, in my opinion, go that far, because that's not the question, right? The question is whether a mother's right to autonomy under Roe, autonomy and privacy under Roe, is superseded by a state interest in a future potential life. That's the Roe versus Wade analysis. They have to determine whether or not that analysis is correct. They determined it incorrect. I don't think they need to go farther necessarily than that.
Well, to the extent there, well, then why do the quickening analysis at all? Because like maybe the entire section is
because it's in
unnecessary.
Roe.
I'm sorry,
because it's in Roe. The quickening comes. Yeah, quickening's from Roe.
It's been a long time since I read Roe, so okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, so quickening was how they developed the trimester framework in Roe.
That doesn't even make any sense.
I'm not saying it makes sense.
If quickening pre-quickening is the theoretical line, how do you come up with a 3-part standard?
Let me see. Hold on. Look, I know, okay, but I'm 99% sure quickening is discussed in Roe. Hold on. Yeah, okay, here we go. So right here in the, I think, oh, hold on. I gotta blow this up to see where we are.
We recognize the difference between quickening and pre-quickening. Therefore, on this binary basis, we recognize a 3-part system.
Dude, the amount of quickening in here is pretty legit.
Okay.
So here we go. So we've got common law. It is undisputed that at common law, abortion performed before quickening, the first recognized movement of the fetus in utero, appearing usually from the 16th to 18th week of pregnancy, was not an indictable offense.
They might be right as to that much.
The absence of a common law crime for pre-quickening abortion appears to have developed from a confluence of earlier philosophical, theological, and
I
civil
don't
and
really
canon
care
law.
the reason why.
Yeah. But look, I mean, there's a lot of quickening. So this is why he did the quickening analysis in undoing Roe.
So I think Roe might be right as to this much. That I think he's right as to this much. And I thought Alito's counter was weak for this reason. Like, I think I'm not prepared to disagree with that part of Roe, that the common law did not recognize that as an independent crime. I might be wrong, but Alito's analysis left something to be desired in my mind.
We're getting off into the weeds here.
Yeah, I know it's a little bit in the weeds, but that's okay. We're geeking out hard.
Yeah, but what I was curious about was, did you have any knowledge or opinion about the property rights of infants? And see, I disagreed with this conclusion, but the panelists of liberals, which was interesting, the liberal panelists came to the conclusion that if a baby had copyright, or not copyright, had protectable rights pre-birth, that the Supreme Court necessarily must ban all abortions at the federal level as a violation of due process, which I actually find that to be not a correct analysis of things, but that was their conclusion.
Okay.
What do you think about that?
It doesn't quite flow. Yeah,
it doesn't flow for me either. But do you find it funny that I convinced 3 liberals to come to the conclusion that if a baby has any single protectable right, that the Supreme Court would be obligated to ban abortions? And when I asked them, okay, if that's the case, then what's the problem? And the only answer they had was, well, it's wrong. That made me happy.
That's not a great answer. Wrong. Why?
Because they don't like it, Kurt. They didn't like it.
That's not intellectually honest, though. That's an intellectually dishonest position. If they honestly believe, which I think is a wrong thing, but if they honestly believe that having any right means that abortion must be banned, and they think that there is one, then they should reach the obvious conclusion. They can't just say it's wrong. Why?
But and see, the funny thing is they're criticizing my position of saying that I actually don't think that the mere existence of some right is enough to trump abortion at the state level. I think the states have the power to regulate abortion. I'm consistent on that opinion. I don't think that the Supreme Court can just write into the Constitution through an opinion that abortion is banned in all states, because there is some right in the I feel like there's gray area here where the Supreme Court could draw some lines. I don't know what those lines are. It takes smarter and more well-read people than me to get there. But I just thought that was a wild decision.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. So that was my nerd stuff, and I may delve back into it a little bit later in the stream. But I'd love to talk to you about your impressions of Depp versus Heard today. Were you on Alita's stream today?
Yes, I was.
Very, very cool. How what was it like over there? Over
So I was simping pretty hard for Vasquez in every possible way.
She did well today.
She absolutely crushed it. I thought it was perfect, basically. I was hard pressed to find any flaw.
Okay, well, I have to ask if you are the cause of this. Hold on. I'm pulling it up right now. Oh, no. Did he delete it or just block me?
Who is it? Do I have to pull up something?
No, I think it's gone completely. This page doesn't exist. The guy deleted the tweet. One guy called out Legal Bites' chat. Yeah. Or no, panel for the ultra misogynistic comments about Vasquez.
That was me.
Was that you?
That was me.
That makes me so happy.
Legal is such a nothing burger to me. Like the chat was very split because I told a joke, and some of the people liked the joke and some people didn't. And this would be tame for your audience. So like you probably will be like, why is this a thing, right? So yeah. we're like a good hour 20 minutes or whatever into Vasquez's thing. And so like I come up with this idea for a joke and I'm like, okay, I gotta wait till like the next break to do this. So like whenever the next bench conference was or whatever, I said, the joke was Vasquez has to stop pretty soon because I can only get so hard. And apparently, that was the comment that apparently is misogynistic and all that stuff. So yeah, I told you it's a lame joke for your audience, but Legal Bites audience went completely. Well, some of them, it was like a 50-50 split. There are people calling misogynist and people saying I should be canceled and like saying whether or not I'm going to apologize. I'm like, no, I thought it was a pretty funny joke.
No, you see, I can't apologize because I'm trying to get my head around this raging erection that I have, and my words just won't go around it.
Yeah. And what's funny about it, what's funny about it to me is, on top of it, is like the joke isn't even about her looks. The joke is about her skill as a lawyer.
Yeah,
because like I haven't really been making any comments about her looks up to this point, right? But so the whole point of the joke, or the whole timing of the joke, is based off her skill as a lawyer. It's based off her intellect. It's based off her abilities in the courtroom. So I'm making a comment about attraction based on her skills. So it's isn't that what you're supposed? Okay, it's like the whole thing doesn't make sense.
That comes through completely when you say she has to stop. Yeah. I can only get so hard, because if she keeps going, not if she keeps existing, not if she keeps being pretty. I mean, let's do this in the misogynistic way. Camille Vasquez is a very pretty lady. She's beautiful, but I mean, she's dressed up for court. She's not like smoking, drop everything you would do. Like you're not. She walks in. Men are not in her court attire. I don't know what she goes to the club in, but in her court attire, she walks in like people are not dropping all over themselves. They're not breaking out into hives over this chick. I mean, she's very pretty. Don't get me wrong, but
she's definitely law school hot for sure.
I mean, she's just a pretty lady though. Like that's we're not talking about this is not like swimsuit issue cover. Well, not anymore. A 1990s swimsuit issue cover model walks in the room in a swimsuit. That's a whole different story than Camille Vasquez in court from the pure physical attraction. So it's like anyone thinking this along those lines is creeping me out. Like that guy was on. But yeah, he deleted the tweet and he got mad. Here, I'll read his bio real quick. Writer, cat wrangler, Trekkie, he, him, pro LGBTQ plus, anti-bigot, an editing guru, and exquisitely logical thinker, known to fake quotes, pop culture critic. That's who is very much opposed to your super misogynistic.
Yeah. You say way worse than that on your channel all the time. So I come over here and I tell a joke. It's like, what is even going on? But Legal Bites audience wasn't having it for some reason. Well, there was a pretty healthy split, which let me know, because like being polarizing is sometimes very good in comedy. So I took it as a win.
Oh no, it's always good in comedy to me.
Yeah.
Oh, we got it here. Someone a super chat in the chat. Sent it to me. Sorry, I didn't catch your name. I just caught where to find the link that you sent me.
Show me.
Here we go.
Let me revel in on my horror show as a panelist, bringing down the Legal Bites quality.
This is so good. Clear Throat, has come to my attention that A. Burkhart has started her own YouTube channel. Everyone go ahead and subscribe to her new channel. Watch all of her stuff right meow. Oh my God, Legal Bites. Don't. This is cringe pilled. But the rest of it's good. Here we go. Admiral Catsby. I'm reaching out to Camille Vasquez to make sure she knows about the vile sexual comments your misogynistic panel has been making about her, talking about getting hard over her, etc. Disgusting, unprofessional, juvenile behavior that no decent lawyer would stoop to. Just you. She didn't even do it. It was you.
Well, she's bad for platforming me, so that makes it her fault.
That's true. He got ratioed really hard on this.
Yeah.
Didn't go too well. But oh gosh, I
did like your comment back to him was like, she's not going to sleep with you. I thought that was pretty good.
She never will.
I also, of course, think she's extremely beautiful.
She is,
but like her skill sets, like, because like she's doing things that I can't do. I know I can't do certain things. Like her ability to pare things down,
like
and
wear a skirt.
well, there's that, but more than that about her skills, Nick, or things I can't do. Her ability to be so tight on the time, like she's just moving through the timeline so fast. She's getting in, getting out. She's just very surgical and moving. She's slow in asking the questions, so she's good. She's pacing well there, but at the same time, she's also moving through the material very swiftly, so that she's only asking the real highlights. And I know that would be more difficult for me because the natural inclination, at least in part, is to show how clever I am by showing all the many ways I can show you're wrong, which is the wrong impulse. And Vasquez is better for it. The other way that she's clearly better for me is just her overall tone management. And like she's just really, really even. She doesn't get flustered. Even when she gets flustered, it's so de minimis compared to her normal. Like she doesn't. If I were in her position, somewhere around the 5th time that the other counsel made the same thing, I'd be like, I can't believe we're here. I can't believe we're here. I just can't about it. But Vasquez doesn't do that, and she's better for it. So it's like, she has skills I don't have.
I think the most rattled she got was when she said, "Misheard with respect."
Yeah,
that's not the question I asked, and that was like, oh, okay. No, and she was very much in command of that questioning. I think that she probably strategized and worked with the team to really focus on controlling Amber Heard, because I think they were able to take notes on how Ben Rottenborn, I always call him David, Ben Rottenborn was not able to control Johnny Depp. And I think maybe prepped for the idea that this is still, at the end of the day, a celebrity who has achieved a level of success based on some level of their charisma. And you're a lawyer. And so you have to manage that person. That's your job, not to try to compete with them in charisma, but to manage it. And I think she managed it very, very well. And I think when you do that, I actually think she was more charismatic than Amber Heard, but it's because she used professionalism to go ahead and take her apart. Whereas Ben Rottenborn, he got into snark battles and little quips. And it was like, that's not working for you at all.
No, see, that I would be more along those lines. What Vasquez is doing, just in terms of like what it's admirable to watch. Now, she had the same idea that I did in terms of how to make the case. So I gave myself partial credit for that. She was just better at the execution than I would have been. But she had the same idea I did, which is just showing the juxtaposition between what she's already said and the images. I was like, and I said the same. I said that on Legal Mindset stream or something like that yesterday or whatever. It's like, this is how I would do it. Just straight facts. Like, this is what you testified to, all these things. Here's the image, right? And just move on. And she's in control because Amber Heard has nothing to fight her on.
I do have a criticism of Miss Vasquez.
Okay.
And it's remediable. I don't think they will remedy it, but it is my criticism. On the cocaine table picture, there are several of those pictures of various stages of that table, because Amber Heard was adding things to it. She was moving around, taking shots from different things. We've seen 2 of them are introduced as evidence, but there are more. There's one, I believe, that doesn't have Johnny's cocaine box or whatever on there. There's another one with some different lighting. I really wish, because she said you frequently send staged pictures to your friend Raquel, which was a good line. I think it would have been better if she had painted for the jury that picture by showing the different photos that were there and said, what's up with this one? I thought Johnny Depp left this table like this, but here it is different than here. Like this, or not even, don't ask what's up with it, but say, this is different than the previous picture, isn't it? I don't know. It's missing this, isn't it? There's 5 lines of cocaine instead of 4 lines of cocaine, isn't there? You go through these things and point out the differences in the picture. I think that would have been really powerful in showing how this was a staged picture. But that was my only criticism of any substance that I had. So what do you think? What do you think?
I think that like stuff like that can be cleaned up in the close. Like you don't have to make the point in cross. So I My only real criticism, or my only thing I would have liked a little bit more, was she asked the question about the fact that she got the money and had it for 13 months before Johnny Depp sued her. But I wish she could have hit that point a little bit harder, or
Me
hit
too.
it more in some way, because it's such a good point, and I kind of felt like it went by too fast.
Yeah. And the way I would have done that, because I was talking about this with Andrew Branca was on the stream. The way I would have gone through that section of the testimony, I think, was to point out that you said that you were receiving payments in installments. Therefore, you were going to make the payments in installments, that you could not donate the money immediately to the foundations. Correct? Because she did say that. And so then, well, here is, we saw the list of the installment payments. Here's the list of the installment payments. You received this much on this date, and you did not make a corresponding donation to the two charities for this much on this date, did you? No, I did not. Nor did you make the donation at any time after that date for this much, did you? No, I did not. And then you received a subsequent installment payment on this date, and you did not make a corresponding donation to the organizations then, did you? No, I did not. I had pledged to. You said you pledged to do it because you were receiving the money in installments, and so you would pay in installments. But you didn't ever make those installment payments, did you?
Yeah. Something like that. I think that's
Yeah.
right. I feel something like that.
Yeah, I think, and I think really, like, I think Camille got hung up on the donation versus pledge thing, because donation was a specific wording from her UK testimony in the video. But I think she should have then circled around and hammered her with the payment. You never made the payment that you promised to make. And under your theory of donation, you could make that payment at any point in the future, and you will have donated it effective the day you made the pledge, correct? Like, just point out the lunacy of that statement. I think that would have been a good way to go about that. What the hell? To go about bringing that up. But I did think that, and frankly, they may come back to that. I almost would want to bookend every, like, that's a big lie. It's a lie under oath to the British court. I believe the British court, they can't bring this up, but I believe someone found that she lied under oath in court, didn't they?
Well, that was the idea of the whole question.
Yeah.
Because they talked about her UK testimony where she said donated.
Yeah. But I feel like a court may have found something about that, but maybe I'm incorrect, or I might have been reading an article about what might happen a long time ago and I can't remember. But yeah, it was that was something that I think that merits revisiting. And to be clear, at the end of Cross, and to be clear, still today, you didn't go home and make that donation.
Yep.
I would be interested in asking her how much of that money remains in her bank account.
That'd be good.
Right?
None, because I had to pay the lawyers.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't intend to pay this off? No, I do. Just someone needs to give me $7 million. But when you were given $7 million, you didn't pay it, did you?
That's because I was sued. Okay, let's just move around in circles and circles. Yeah.
Just keep hammering her on it, because I think she looks terrible on this point.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, because I can't see the jury.
Well, because our friends from LawTube were on other people's streams after they came out of courtroom, and they said the jury woke right up during Vasquez's stuff, and that they were like really engaged. Even people had kind of like given up. So I think Vasquez is scoring points everywhere.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, I think I saw it in the chat here. So many people throughout the first, 2/3 of the day saying, can we please just get to Cross? Can we please just get to Cross? When is Cross? This is boring. Get to Cross. And so people were waiting for that cross exam. The jury had to be waiting for that cross exam, because they knew, I mean, once they had, a day and a half, I think, before the break that they questioned her, it got really long and tedious. And then it's like, and they come back and they spend a whole nother. Now, I personally think I would have tried to spend a whole day on questioning Amber Heard on direct still. I would have tried to drag it out because I'm a dick. And I think that would have been and let them start cross in the morning. But I'm not keeping track of time either. So I think that in my nice place where it has no consequences. But you know, they then have to spend 2/3 of this day listening to the same stuff, kind of rehashed, and it's really boring. And they've heard the story, and now they just want to get to the next part. So I think the defense made a bunch of errors today with how they managed everything. I mean, I think they made a bunch of errors in general. I think putting Amber on in that break was a big mistake for me.
Yeah, I think so too. Because it was just silly with the juxtaposition. Now they just close it, and so I don't know where they're going to go. How do you rehabilitate this? I don't know where you start if you're Amber Heard's team.
Yeah, I don't know.
All you have left is the hyper technical arguments in close. So basically, all I have left, I don't know as much as her team does, obviously. But given what little I know, like at this point, all I have left, if I remember her team, is to just get through whatever case I have in shambles and try somehow to make this all work and close by just going to some technical legal arguments and hope for the best.
I loved that she takes the video or the audio of her saying, I didn't punch you. I just hit you. You're such a baby. You always run away, and tries to twist that into, well, he hit me, so I reactively hit him. And then I just had to accept what he said because like that was that was so bold. Like I almost admired Amber Heard in that moment. Like you did it. You sat there and turned this awful audio of you into somehow you getting beat while you're telling someone that they need to stay there and take your abuse. Like that's amazing to me.
Yeah. My personal favorite moment during the cross-examination was when Vasquez was talking about texting the friend with a picture of Johnny Depp sleeping or whatever. And Vasquez just asked her, like, you weren't afraid of like texting it. It's like, well, I needed support and all the rest of it. And somewhere in there, it was like the last time she asked, you know, you weren't afraid of him finding out. You weren't afraid of sending it. And she just said, why would I be? And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because
why would you be afraid? Oh.
Yeah, maybe because he'll beat you if he finds out because he's a monster and he's horrifying.
And
right?
she just
maybe that's
she didn't ask the one question too many. She was really good about that. So that's self-discipline. Yeah. She just let the moment sit and moved on to the next thing. I was like, oh, brutal. I thought and then the rays of God descended on her in the last moments.
Only would have been better if it was just from behind. Like if it was on the side, which was good, but if it was just from behind, like illuminating her head, it would have been perfect.
The only way this could have gotten any better is if Amber Heard had said some point prior, may God strike me down if I'm lying, and then you hear the thunder crash.
Right.
I mean, that's the only way this gets any better.
Let's see. I was gonna ask one more thing specifically before I move to some chats. What was it? Oh, I'm terrible. I'm completely terrible. My mind broke and blanked on it. But I'm going to start reading some chats. Let me see if we have here's one from Corey Boatwright says, I wish Camille would ask Amber Heard if this is real life or Dungeons and Dragons, because only in D&D can you just take a long rest and heal all your wounds.
Very good.
I thought what did you think of the pictures of the wrist? Like those were
so lame. It's so lame. It's all lame. I've got worse
you sold me
around in my life.
You sold me a biblical flood, and what I got was a guy peeing in the yard. Like, come on, man. Like, you're telling me that she is chopped up, butchered, blocked by glass all over the place. And then you show me these 4 little like wounds that don't look like glass cuts to me at all. I don't know what they are. I don't know if she cut herself. I don't know if it's makeup. I don't know what it is, but it doesn't look like glass that's been shattered and crunched into your skin. That much I know. Let's see. Mike V says, I grew up with a father with borderline personality disorder. It has been chilling watching Amber Heard testify. It reminds me of him so much. Every tale, they are the victim or a hero, no in between, and all lies.
Yep.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Squizguard 2322. Remember, Nick, when the chat calls you late and gay, you can just tell them you pledged to be on time. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. I'm on time every day. I pledged to be there.
Yep.
So I was there.
So you were there. That's how it works.
That is an excellent point. Thank you, Squizgar. Cat Zap, an abuser isolates their victim from family and friends, but Johnny Depp provided Amber Heard family and friends expensive penthouses and apartments right next to Johnny Depp Amber Heard penthouse, where all could hear the fights and see injuries from his alleged abuse.
Yep.
Oh, this drove me absolutely batshit insane. When she was pressed, when Camille pressed her on getting the restraining order, because her whole thing is, well, I didn't want this to hurt Johnny. You got a restraining order against him.
Yep.
Like, if, again, ignoring the justiciability of the restraining order, because maybe, I mean, if what she says is true, then sure, she should get one. But if your goal, regardless of the truth or falsity of the matter, is to not harm Johnny, getting a publicly filed restraining order at the public courthouse
it's not a great way of going about that goal.
Right. And then when she says, I just wanted to change the locks, like, change the locks. Like, if you could just change the locks, or go to a hotel. I needed one night's sleep. Go to a hotel, rent under a pseudonym. Yeah. There you go. Like, anything would work. Go to one of the million houses and change the locks. He's not going to, like, come bashing down the door. You testified that he would disappear for days at a time, all the time. Yeah. He's not tracking you down. Yeah. Oh, it's that bothered me a lot. I was like, God, how can you sit there and just lie?
She has no problem with that, apparently.
Yeah. I got a message from Sargon in the middle of the show. Nice. Here's what he says.
Okay.
He just, in all caps, bro, how could she just lie this brazenly? It's infuriating. She's clearly not been fucking hit in the face, motherfucker. Arg. Except British. But yeah.
Tell Sargon I want him on my show sometime. It'd be great.
I'll pass it along.
Thanks.
I will. But let's see. Here we go. Nathaniel Curry says, I'm going to pledge a mega pint to you, Nick, and the very unbreaded chat. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Steph D. Oh, wait, no, I'm going to do toast in a little bit. Since I know that we probably only have you for a little bit of time, because we're about 8 minutes away from that hour. Dee Thomas, I tuned into the trial for the first time today. I lasted 20 minutes before I started yelling at the TV. My respect for you has grown immensely. I talked to so many people today sending me messages. I saw them posts on Twitter and stuff like that. Messages not on Twitter, but on some personal accounts as well. People saying that they were just screaming at the TV the whole time. That today was really tough because people were just pissed at how she was on the stand. Yeah. Let's see. JL says, late and not straight, fumble on Kindle, breaded. But seriously, you got to watch the Timcast from tonight with Matt Binder, an insane leftist. He's the most hyper-breaded fig I've ever seen. Also, look up Pokemon number 535. Who the hell is Matt Binder? Devin Adair, when are you adding a pledge button for super chats? I hear it's the same as, if not better than, real money. The real bad thing would when I act in reliance on your pledges and come and my reliance would be to hire the hitman to come collect on all of them. Let's see. What do we got? Icy Brain. I thought I'd be more upset about the stream starting late, but damn, I can't stay mad when I'm just so head over heels in love with you. Oh, thank you, Icy Brain.
Aww.
It's nice.
They do care about you.
Character Holding says, but you missed the point that Roe versus Wade was totally Constitution and you're just a bad person. Okay, wait. I gotta circle back to this on you, Kurt, because you're my guy here.
Thanks.
Now, these guys went into the stare decisis overturning analysis.
Sure.
Or whatever.
Sure.
But I made the point that, to me, if an opinion was wrongly decided, and if the court determines that the opinion was just wrongly decided and is opposed to the Constitution, then it should be overturned. Stare decisis be damned. What do you think?
I take a slightly more moderated position. The reason is because stare decisis as a concept um, just comes from common law principles as opposed to civil law principles. So, since we're a common law system, the idea of stare decisis and precedent is baked into our entire legal framework from the original. So, I wouldn't go so far as to say merely because it's wrong, it's sufficient. Because there is merit to the idea that it's better, at least in some cases, for a law to be decided than to be decided correctly. That the predictability of the law is more important. And if you don't think that, you're in a civil law system, and that leads to its own nightmares of chaos. That being said, in this particular case, I don't think it's just wrong. Because I think what Alito said is basically right. It's egregiously wrong. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever from any kind of principles. This isn't just like, we misread a provision or like something like that. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. And it just, you can't make it work. And so it's insane. I mean, even like Wickard v. Filburn has the actual text of the Commerce Clause. So, I mean, it's based on something, as much as I disagree with it, but there's something.
But see, so. I would, and maybe I wasn't making that point adequately. Like, Wickard v. Filburn is a philosophical difference about what commerce is, right?
Or at least about its limits.
That's me. I say, okay, dormant commerce isn't commerce to me. This idea that of creating something for me that will never enter into the stream of the market does not magically impact the market simply because I'm not participating. So that's where I draw a philosophical distinction. But I can see a difference of opinion. But if an opinion is just, if it's just literally wrong or baseless, then I think it needs to be overturned. To me, they were accusing me of not valuing stare decisis. And I said, no, I think stare decisis has weight in the consideration, but if ultimately you determine the opinion to be wrong, it needs to go. That's my position. I still stick with it. But I like your nuanced approach. It's like smarter sounding, but mine's more like a sledgehammer. But I also don't think that I think stare decisis is an important weighted factor. I don't think that you just go and shatter something every time one court thinks another court is wrong. I think it factors into the analysis. But anyway, mystery guest 01 with a big chat says uncivil is a baller, cold as ice and cool as F. Very cool. Well, mystery guest on his next stream, go drop him some dosh. That would be great. Let's see here. What else do we have? TJ Ventura says, Kurt, sorry to hear you deal with tough days mentally. You're one of my favorites on LawTube. Stay positive and keep wearing that cowboy hat, my man.
Thank you. Yeah, a lot of it is tied to external factors, which may not be external factors for long, as I was discussing with Nick before the stream started. So yeah, hopefully we'll see if that's true or not, but thank you for the support.
Justin Watkins, question for Nick or Uncivil. What sort of verdict can the jury render here? Is it just guilty or innocent? And does it take all 12 to be in agreement on something like
Well, it's none of those things, even remotely close to any of those things.
Well, if you haven't been following this case, we're under Virginia law here, and Virginia has a little bit of a different civil system than many other states, in which for this case, under the rules, there are 7 jurors that they get. Florida, you would get, I think, 6. Here you get 7, but here you have to have a unanimous decision on finding for the plaintiff or finding for the defendant, or you basically have a tie or a split, in which case no one wins. On a split, everybody takes their ball and goes home, right? Like that's that. You pay your lawyers and that's it.
They both can lose. One or the other can win. And I suppose there is some sort of hyper-technical construction where they both can win, but Amber Heard has done nothing to prove her case. So, yeah. So I wouldn't worry about that hypothetical too much.
But let's hypothetically say 3 days of deliberation. They're at 4-3, 4-3, and no budging. Judge just rules it a mistrial, right? And it's over.
Maybe, but I think there's a halfway decent chance it ends on that Friday where they get the case.
Yeah, I think so too. I think the likely outcome is actually a unanimous decision one way or another because of the way juries work, the way personalities work. But I'm just saying that if there happens to be like two strong personalities on each side and they can anchor to each other somehow, then you don't have anything. I guess I'm asking here. I think it's null, right? Like the case is just undecided.
Eventually, yeah, it would just be a mistrial. I mean, it is slightly easier than a criminal case because you only have to make preponderance. So you need unanimous in Virginia, where most other states you don't need that. You need some sort of thing. So it's like 10 out of 12 or whatever it is.
You have to be clear and convincing on the actual malice standard.
I think it's a given though.
Yeah,
if you find the falsity, I think it's a given. So yes, technically you do have to be clear and convincing, but the thing is that she would know because she was there. So yeah, it has to be clear, convincing. So I think it's a given.
This is something that Law Twitter has never, ever acknowledged in my experience with them, that if someone was present for a two-party event and they are claiming to be a victim of something and it's found to be false, then they would have knowledge that they were not the victim, that they would have knowledge of the falsity. It only makes sense. I guess you could try and come to like an altered states analysis and say, well, they were incapable of determining reality, but that's a whole.
I'm not sure that's a thing in a defamation cause of action in any event.
It shouldn't be, but I'm just saying, like, you could at least try the argument. Well, they did defame him, but it's really because she was on all that MDMA and mushrooms. Like she just didn't know what was real. This is a bad trip or something. But I don't think it's a convincing argument, but they may try to make it. We'll see.
You need anything more from me before I turn out like a light?
Nah, brother, head out of here. I'm going to read a bunch of chats, answer a bunch of questions, and tell some jokes.
Oh, yeah. There was one thing in the chat that someone just reminded me of. Apparently, there's some sort of joke or something that people are talking about, like kicking Nick out of LawTube. I don't know what this is or where this came from or what. Is this a thing?
I have tried to dispel this rumor a million times. When this trial was starting up, people on my channel asked me, will you please cover the trial here? Because we want to watch you cover it. I had talked to Alita and I had talked to Tug. Both of them were going to cover it. Both of them are my friends. And I said, I'm going to cover this on my channel. I think the audience is plenty, whatever. And then Alita said she really wanted to cover this. And my personal statements have been pretty consistent in our group chat and everything, that I said I would prefer if people would go to her channel and hang out over there, because I know that she wanted to do this. And I was kind of going to be lone wolf on it. And if people wanted to join me, great. But they could, I didn't want to create any sort of conflict or anything with that. I was just going to do my thing over here. But throwing me out of LawTube, go ahead and try, do it. Throw me out anyway. I'm fine.
It's such a loose alliance anyway. It's like, it's like we talk to each other kind of, but we don't really coordinate content. We don't really ask in advance about stuff. It's not like we have exclusivity over topics or even time slots, No. So it's a very loose alliance. So it's like, people can kind of do whatever they want, and it's fine. Yeah. So I don't know where any of this animosity or rumors of animosity is coming from. It doesn't make any sense to me.
There's plenty of people, personality, and topics to cover everything. So I just say, people, if you want to,
I'm definitely claiming dibs on that Marilyn Manson thing if that's filmed, because it's in state court. So if that's it, I'm definitely claiming dibs on that one. You can peer to my channel for the Marilyn Manson coverage with the beautiful people.
Well, people can always come here for the crassest of jokes and the most misogynistic of takes. That's what I'll hold on to, and everybody else can go do whatever they want. That's fine by me.
Okay. Bye.
All right, man, get out of here. See you, buddy. There he goes. That was my good friend Kurt on civil law. I should probably throw his name in the description if you're not checking him out. I think we might see some more streaming from Kurt in the very near future. Yeah, there we go. So you can go click on his channel if you want to see what kind of content he has been producing. It's in the description. Okay. I'm going to read the big chats from today. We're going to read some of the chats from earlier today, and then we'll kind of shoot back and forth as we go. X Gundam X78 says, "Is this trial in Japan because Heard got nuked like Hiroshima?" Oh shit. Shane Roberts, imagine if Branko was on Bytes' stream. He'd be plugging his book, telling people to get hard, and these people would be having an aneurysm. I almost want it to happen for that reason, but I'd rather have him here because Branko's my people. MI16121, she talked houses and pledges. The logical conclusion is she should have gotten a loan on her commitments with a decent interest rate like everyone else does. Oh, that made me so mad when she says, when you buy a house, you don't buy it all at once. You absolutely buy a house all at once. And then you take on a commitment to pay for that house over time. The bank doesn't own that house. You own it. You owe the bank a bunch of money. They have an interest in the house that they can execute to try and recoup their losses, but you own that property and they have to take it through a legal process that is very complicated. People like it's really simple as a colloquialism to say, yeah, bank owns my house. The bank does not. You hold title subject to a lien. That lien is only executable if certain circumstances are met. You can subvert that lien at any point by just selling the property. And as long as you can satisfy the obligation of the lien, they can't do anything about it at all. Now, you can't sell the property for $1 and remove the lien, of course, because the lien is a security interest. But you could sell the property for $1 if you had sufficient funds to pay off the lien, or if you were doing an exchange of properties and the bank agreed to move the lien to a new security interest, they could do that. That would be fine. But the bank does not own your house. You own your house. Even if if you owe the bank 120% of the value of the house, you own that house and they can only take it from you under those specific circumstances with a specific legal process. So Amber Heard, again, it just shows, like, I know this is hyper technical of me and it's really nitpicky, but it goes to the heart of some of this stuff, in my opinion. Like, she's just so fast and loose with, well, you don't do this, you don't do that, trying to explain away the fact that she just wouldn't give the money up because she got $7 million and she realized, you know what's really nice? Having $7 million. When I was younger, I used to think, man, if I could just win $7 million in some way, right? And I could just put it in a pretty safe, no, this is a couple years ago, but a pretty safe at the time investment for around 4 to 5%, $280,000 to $350,000 a year in interest income would be pretty sweet. You'd never really have to dip into the 7 million if you didn't want to. And that's at a relatively conservative interest rate, assuming the market just kind of carries on. I mean, you're going to have dips and stuff, but if you're well diversified, you can weather most of those and still come out with 3 to 5%. In fact, you could you put it in an annuity or something, and you could or other types of investments, real estate investment trusts or whatever that are highly stable, and you could actually easily earn 4 to 5% return. 7 million was my magic number. It always was my magic number. I mean, that's a good living. 280 to 350 a year. I think most of us would take that, especially if we didn't have to work at all to attain it. You just had to manage, have a competent money manager of any sort of stripe. So I think she got that money coming in, and she's like, man. And let me tell you, I know a decent number of wealthy people, and I know people who were not wealthy who became pretty wealthy in their life. And adding a zero to your bank account, like every zero you add to your bank account increases your opportunities. You get opened up once you get into the the area of having 250, 500,000, $1 million liquid available in your account. These opportunities that are not available to other people open up on investments to make your money, earn more money, and to do it in a stable way. But they need big chunks of income to do that. And these investments have some risk. So they won't take those things from people like, oh, I got $30,000 that I saved up. It's really great. Yeah, but we're not going to take your $30,000 investment because if that gets wiped out, then you're cleaned out. But if you have $300,000 liquid, we'll take your $30,000 investment. Heck, we'll let you do 150 if you want, and we can produce some lucrative results for you. This is the thing that happens as you add zeros to a bank account. And I think Amber Heard started seeing those opportunities open up to her. Really, really simple to see. And again, I just happen to know some people who have gone from not wealth to wealth in their life. And I've seen those opportunities open up for them. They've talked to me about what those are. And it's like, well, damn, I mean, I wish I could do that, but I don't have the liquid assets to actually do that. Someday, I hope to, of course. But yeah. Didactics with David Lopez says, I'm waiting for someone to do a TikTok Amber Heard meme. She lifted my ankles and ate my butt with glee. What? I need to fucking open a TikTok. I hate it. I hate that content. I hate making it. I hate uploading it, but man, it's probably the right thing to do. Tara Rayner, because there's a bunch of people on TikTok who don't know about Unbreaded, right? They don't know, and they need to know. Tara Rayner says, last week I said I think she planned this for a long time, learned his family demons to exploit and mimic stage pics, denying meds during detox, keeping booze and drugs handy, and then beat him in all the ways to weaken him. And then says she wasn't known or talented and only advanced a career at all because of him. She faked being attentive and nurturing to land or catch and took advantage of his nature, destroying him methodically. It kind of looks that way. I mean, I don't know if that's what happened, but it sure plays out well. C. Goody says, LawTube already exists. I'm getting those attorneys to sue you. YouTube.com/LawTube. Give them a sub, guys. It'll make their day. Again, I don't. I mean, I use the term. I don't use it in commerce. They can have it. Icy Brains is going to have to correct the record on your reading of my last super chat. It was heels over head in love, and that's love on a much deeper level than head over heels. Oh, heels over head in love. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Thank you, Icy Brain. You're right. You're right. Heels over head in love is way different than head over heels. Juliet Alpha Yankee says, hello from Park Rapids, Minnesota. Hello, Juliet. I turned 50 today, and I would like to buy you a drink if you could give some inspiration to a jaded, cynical, and angry old now man. It would mean a lot. Maybe a toast. You are the best. Juliet, I can give you a toast. I can drop a toast for you. I don't know if Juliet's your name. It's Juliet Alpha Yankee. Oh, well, maybe it's just J. Jay. There we go. I'm going to call you Jay because Juliet's weird. Jay, happy 50th birthday. You say jaded, cynical, angry old man as if it were any other state than men are supposed to turn into, right? We should always be jaded, angry, and cynical because men bear the weight of the world on their shoulders, sometimes by choice, sometimes by birth, sometimes by effect. But we will bear it, and we will bear it in a manly fashion. We will carry on, and we will not complain too much. But we will build those character traits because those are what allow us to bear the burdens of life. As long as you inject a little mirth from time to time, Jay, I think you'll be all right. Happy birthday, man. Cheers to you. Zayden Gaming. Hey, buddy, tossing you in my SIG savings. Haven't bought a pack since you roasted me. Sent you the email from the website. Can't move forward without your input. It's not my IP. If you want, I'd be down to hop on anytime and chat. I've seen your email, dude. I have not. I'm way behind on answering emails, especially during trial time. The Squid says, imagine forgetting that boomers through millennials grew up learning that hashtag is the pound sign and then naming your cause pound me too. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Tara Rayner, in my opinion, ACLU doesn't care about the pledge. I bet their windfall following the op-ed right before the movie release and taking down such a high-profile target made her pledge look like chump change. Both benefited monetarily. Yeah. Well, they weren't making any move to collect on the pledge. The pledge existed as a convenience. Twisted Life. Are we still allowed to grift off your live stream as long as we add our own commentary? I wanted to at least give it a shot tomorrow at 8 a.m. Keep up the amazing content and love seeing you work with other creators I know. Twisted Life, I'm not going to strike you. I appreciate you letting me know, but I'm not going to strike you or anything like that. Again, if I think this is in response to earlier today, someone said someone was restreaming my stream on Twitch. I mean, if that's what you want to do, go ahead. Like you're fine. I would prefer it if you added some commentary, did something to make your audience appreciate you, and give me a shout out. Like, don't hide my branding or whatever, and let people know they can find me here for other content when you're not streaming. That's fine by me. I don't care. Fadi Eldidi, do you think Amber was slightly throwing her lawyers under the bus? Maybe already planning to complain about issues with her representation later? No, she was misrepresenting. Like this is what was going on. And Camille's not really allowed to say it, but Amber Heard was representing that she gave pictures that aren't in the record. That's what she was doing. And I think it's very dangerous ground for her to do that and to keep doing that. If she keeps it up, they'll call her on it fully. But you didn't produce that picture. We have all of the pictures, and that picture doesn't exist. Well, I produced it. Put it up then. Put it up. Let's see you put it up. You keep representing that you produced it, but it's not there. We won't object. Admit it into evidence. Which picture is it? Which exhibit is it? Let's put it up. Lost. She's trying to walk a line of, I gave everything I had, and I must have had that picture. But of course, they don't have the picture, and she didn't introduce it. Lost in Las Vegas. You read a friend's super chat that was leaving DC the other day. I'm ditching Vegas for the quiet life in South Carolina. Ain't no water out here, and it's just California light. Cheers. Get out of Las Vegas. Vegas is a place you visit, not a place you live. Unless you really want to, I guess. But if you're trying to get out of there, I wish you well in South Carolina. Enjoy those warm, muggy summers. Crimson Ear. We need a Ricada Law Asmongold interview. That would be sweet. Also, could I get a toast for my daddy? Passed away on the 30th. He was a master mechanic who helped people fix their vehicles and mowers for little money. To your dad, a man who in his career found a way to serve those in his community who maybe needed just a little bit of a hand. And isn't that something we can all aspire to give a little hand up when we have the opportunity, skill, and ability? Cheers to your father and his passing. Gundam says, Gundam 78, here's a serious question I have that I'm pondering. While Amber and Johnny were married, did she have a life insurance policy out on him? Drugs and booze always around, maybe trying to get him to OD and cash out? Maybe. Hard to say, but I don't think Johnny had any problems. I mean, he's the one procuring the drugs and booze. Zayden Gaming, all good, dude. I know how busy you are. Hit me up when you can. All my contact info is in there. Love the trial today. Glad to see Camille Smasher. My wife and Amber reminds her of how. And my wife said Amber reminds her of how she used to treat me. Great times. Jeez, that's some deep realization right there. Yeah, I used to be like that to you. Sorry, or whatever. Holy cats. There was one more, I think, chat from earlier. And then I'll hit the chats from yesterday. EMT 2666 says, Nick, can you make a toast for my family friend Dawn? They found her daughter that has been missing since 2009. They also arrested the guy that raped and unalived her. Rest in peace, Brittany. Holy shit. To Dawn, who's going through something absolutely unimaginable, but at least it is the closing of a door long left open. And with that closing door, may healing be showered upon her, the comfort of friends and family, and the knowledge of finality, even though the final result is tragedy. To Dawn. Okay, Tip the Scale says, a quick breakdown of the Ralph Shart, but as Amber Turd giving emotional testimony. Just a description of the Shart, Miley high note face, but no tears. I watched a live stream. It was 24 hours. It was 24 hours of live stream. And the entire time it was these weird nationalists and America first and cat boys and fat men, just fat men. And then the fattest one, he leaned to the side. Sounds so dumb now. Sounds so silly. He leaned to the side and back. It was disgusting. And I have to relive that every time one of these chats comes in. Every time I have to relive that. I have to relive the fetid stink of that gas. The awful sound of the skin flapping away and then back together. And I have worked. I will never be a victim. I will never be a victim of that rippling skin shockwave. But it comes back every day. Every day it comes back. No, and you can't get away from it. Because his literal smear campaign smeared all over the chair, his pants. Here he doesn't wear underwear. Smeared all over the cheeks. Oh, God. There you go. I hope that was enough for you. I hope that was enough for you. You guys send in the best chats. Like, I'm not even kidding. Where did that even come from? What the hell? Who thinks that? You know what? You know what I need Nick to do tonight? I need him to do the Shart. A description of it, though. Not like act it out. He needs to describe the Shart. But as Amber Heard crying on stand. That's what I need from him. That's going to get my day made. There you go. You guys blow my mind every night. John Moriarty. Hi, Nick. Can I get a prayer, please? My sister's gone missing. She's tried to commit seppuku twice before. Please haven't found her. My family's in major distress. God bless. John, I will give you an extensive prayer off stream for a brief one, buddy. May you and your family be at peace, and may a hand of protection be over your sister. Hopefully calming her mind and keeping her decision making clean. Hopefully this issue will be resolved soon, brother. But I will give you like a more thorough private prayer off stream. So good luck, man. Comfort your family. Tara Rayner, you missed my chats from today. Well, I'm getting there. I've got a lot to go. Amber Heard team should just concede and beg for leniency, but only after her cross is done. I need Camille to down that sea hag that slums on the poop deck. Fry the abusive twat waffle. Gross. Jackson Kai, rather than a toast, could I ask a prayer? Yeah. I tend to do prayers after the stream, just so you know. 95-year-old grandfather with pneumonia expected to pass any day, but held on for weeks now. Air Force vet and lifelong pilot never missed work, a birthday, or complained in his life, which is why he's not going from the pneumonia when they told him to. Right? It's like, no, you said a week, but it's going to be a little longer. It's going to be a little longer. I will, man, and know that when he passes, it will be a bringing of peace for him to a life, a punctuation mark, right, on a life well lived and well earned. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Back to here. Sophia MBA, Amber Heard is selling that. Everyone in 5 years lied except Amber Heard. Okay, no way. Showtime, they should ask and cross what the dog ate. Jason the Great Awakening, objection, MDMA and mushrooms together are based and red pilled. Oh God. Vandal FB. I don't know if this has been pointed out yet or not, but why'd she dress like Dr. Evil today? A lot of people were critical of her. A lot of people were critical of her outfit today. I thought it's the best outfit she's worn so far. Now, that's not saying it's perfect. That's not saying much, actually, but it's the best one she's worn so far. It's businesslike. It's a power suit, but it's a feminine suit as opposed to a masculine suit. It's female cut. It has narrow shoulders like me. It has a narrow waist. It didn't look like it wasn't like hanging off of her. It fit to her and she was wearing a skirt. These things are better than what she's been doing, in my opinion. C. Goody says, for Ty Beard, can you tell us about what we can expect from the con sluts at Anime Matsuri? Look, last year they did have the 18 plus area and I made the mistake. Lady Rackets and I walked back into the 18 plus area, check it out, see what was going on. And we walked up to some very nice looking cosplay ladies and we're talking to them and they're all smiley and bubbly. And then I looked down. I looked down at the table and I saw inside of them. I did not want to. I did not want to look down and see into someone and then look up and look into their eyes. That was not what I was looking for or expecting from that table. So, you know, if you're into that, cool. Like you could go there. There's the cosplayers and then there's the 18 plus cosplayers. They're cordoned off in an area. You can go in there. You can see some booby pictures and a little bit of hoo-ha if you want. That's on you. I was not prepared. They're back there. They're in kind of skimpy cosplay, but they're covered up. So that was fine. It's like, oh, hey, how's it going? Nice to meet you or whatever. What do you do? Oh, you're a cosplayer. That's go. Oh my God. It was awkward. And lots of people are totally fine with that, of course. But you know, I'm standing there with my wife and it was a little weird. So, did Ricada Lossie Captain Winky? No, these were ladies. These were full on ladies. So yeah, these were biological female. These were one of the only two genders that exist in the universe. But yeah, and I mean they were lovely or whatever. They were, you know, not hideous or anything, but it was just very awkward. I wasn't prepared for it. Cause I know that they have like the hentai stuff and all the like pillows and all the drawn nudities all over the place. And that's fine. But it's like, that's you, except very nude. Okay. I imagine it's like going to the AVN Awards, right? And you walk up and you're like, you're Riley Reid. Oh, I know too much. Like that's what I feel like it was like. It was unexpected. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. But if you like that stuff, it's great. Like go nail it. It's cool. Dr. Spoon, Amber could have shown a picture of her broken nose and black eyes with the photo of Ethan Ralph after the mugging in Portugal and said that's how my face looked like. The punch made me look like a fat man. Oh no. That would have been bad. Zayden Gaming. By the way, Anime Matsuri is going to be lit this year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Their cosplay lineup so far, I haven't seen their adult cosplay lineup. I don't know if they have one or whatever, but their cosplay lineup so far, the costumes look like the pictures at least look pretty amazing of these people. They've got, I think, 10 world stage cosplayers, whatever the fuck a world stage cosplayer is. They've got a lot of guests coming. It's going to be a good show. Zayden Gaming. Oh, plus they leaked it. I'm in charge of the YouTube booth. The YouTube booth, there will be some, I don't know who all is confirmed yet, but I've invited several YouTubers. We will have tables. We will have merch, hangouts, autographs, whatever you want to do. There's going to be some really cool people there. So I will try and get confirmations from everybody so we can start hyping this up. But it's going to be a fun show. Zayden Gaming. Hey, would you be interested in a holiday world trip? Don't want to divulge the date for obvious reasons, but already have 15 tickets and working on. Could be fun. All friends and family, could be a fun time. I mean, it sounds wonderful, but I have no idea how I'd pull that off. I have no idea how I'd pull that off. But I appreciate the invite. A Border Prince was on earlier. Oh man, that guy's cool. He says, so what happens if she can't pay damages, bankrupt? She probably cannot actually discharge this debt in a bankruptcy because it will have been necessarily malicious, because they have to find actual malice if Johnny Depp is awarded damages. So Johnny Depp will have a judgment if he wins and is awarded sufficient damages. He will have a judgment over Amber Heard for the rest of her life until she pays it off. And he can enforce that judgment. If she gets a contract for a movie, he can enforce that judgment. He can take a portion of that income from her. If she marries like an Elon Musk or something, I don't think he's going to have anything to do with her anymore. But if she were to marry some wealthy person, there would be a real possibility that after, depending on the laws of the state that they marry in, that after like a year or two, Johnny Depp could start going after some of their assets to pay for it. But yeah, she cannot just get rid of this through bankruptcy. Zach's Cal, I realize this isn't on topic, but oh well, I'm of the opinion the only thing that would start a legitimate open rebellion in the U.S. is a prohibition of most, if not all, semi-auto firearms. What say you? I don't know if it would. I don't know if it would do it or not. I think, one, I don't think the courts would let it happen. And I think it would move. I think that would get the courts to act in a very quick way. And I think they would do it in the interest of preventing exactly what you're talking about. God, I hope not. I do not want to see an open rebellion in this country. I much prefer the pendulum game, where the pendulum just starts swinging back in the opposite direction. We start taking some things back. The dude says, check tweet mention from Funny in Gondwana. It's a laugh. No. Tweet mentions are like really, really difficult for me to find. I'm not going to go through it, especially because this was hours ago. Hera 23, doesn't her new timeline destroy her expert testimony? It has problems, doesn't it? Truck Fard McNutt says, do you think they'll impeach Kate Moss? You probably already addressed this, but I'm behind on the case. Well, they wouldn't impeach Kate Moss. They would, the Johnny Depp's team may plan to call Kate Moss to the stand to testify on behalf of Johnny Depp. And oh my gosh, have you guys, look, let's see. See if I can get a current picture. That's 2018. Well, Kate Moss is still a pretty lady. I saw some better pictures of her, but they were from a couple years ago. But another pretty lady going on the stand saying Johnny Depp didn't hit me is not a bad thing for Johnny Depp. That would be fine. Wise and sage, for Amber to win, she needs to hire the greatest legal mind of our time, Legal Beagle. Could you imagine? All right, Legal Eagles. It's time to think like a lawyer. How would we help Amber Heard? Well, I think we could start by comparing Johnny Depp to Donald Trump because he grabbed her by the pussy just like Johnny Depp, or just like Donald Trump would grab all women by the pussy. And I'm still doing my grifty case where I'm getting a Freedom of Information Act, and I'm definitely going to expose the lies of Trump eventually. You just support me on my cool, private, non-disclosable GoFundMe substitute with no accounting, no accountability, and no transparency. And that'll be great, legal eagles. Also buy a suit and take my law school enrichment courses. Robo Robert Wiles says, I just get beat a one-legged cripple in a game I had so much fun with in Elden Ring since I have only one leg, lol, my character named Black Leg of Doom. Yes. Jennifer Maxine, weird how I have the same little bruises on my face from Botox fillers last week, even have the one near my temple. And yes, I use arnica. They need a pro on the stand to talk about injectables and bruising. They haven't even brought up injectables on Amber Heard, but she clearly gets her cheeks filled. And I don't mean she gets her cheeks filled, if you know what I mean. I mean, she gets fills in her cheeks. Maybe I should word it that way. Thomas Wilkinson, been watching Destiny for years, found you while looking for live coverage day one for this trial. Freaked me out when you two started mingling right after. Love the content, man. Hey, thanks, Thomas Wilkinson. I'm glad that you watch Destiny, but can also hang out with me because I know we have some pretty differing opinions on some stuff, but he seems like a decent chap. I don't know. There's some stuff we would probably heavily disagree on, but I think we could do it in a nice conversational way. Tara Rayner, the cuts look like she is a cutter, not someone dragged over glass on top of ceramic tile. Anyone wondering how long she was naked outside after sexual assault? All the time, the whole time. Todd bleeding from her vagina constantly. Todd Goucher, do you think Amber snorted coke last week on the stand? Videos look convincing. No, I don't. I think that Amber Heard, if she did anything, it would have been either like an onion oil or eucalyptus oil, something that would generate tears. She did manage one tear out of her left eye on the stand. That was pretty clear. And I think it was maybe not so long after that. Frog Fame, read that one. Timothy Reaper, Cross, when did you first learn that your real father is the Wolverine? Naditha Guranath Hari says, if you listen to Amber Heard, you would think Johnny is the Elden Lord. Chair relax. She is this world's Wolverine with her healing factor. The Scott 16, it's like she got her idea of bodily damage from PG-13 movies. Yes. She forgot only played a super tough Atlantean. She isn't actually one. Yeah, I mean, the stuff Amber Heard is describing is devastating injuries. We'd be talking devastating injuries. Holding someone down and punching them repeatedly in the temple with rings on. Like, you don't even have to be strong to do severe damage to someone. Like, they will be cut. They will be bruised. They'll be ripped up. There'll be imprints. You could break bone if you hit them with the rings. I mean, Johnny doesn't have hand injuries. She's talking about him kneeling on her back and punching her repeatedly in the back of the head. If you are not a puncher and you start striking a skull, your hand breaks. You'll break your tarsals, or metatarsals, I guess. You'll break your phalanges. You can break your wrist. You can break either the ulna or the radius, depending on how you're striking. Like, if you are not a practice hitter, like if I went outside right now and I clock someone in the face, there's a real possibility that I hit wrong. Like, I hit back here on these two knuckles and I catch them, here, or heaven forbid in the skull. I can break these two things easy because I haven't practiced punching anything in a long time. And we're talking about serious damage to both of them being possible. Stania Gorias, what questions and topics are you chomping at the bit to come out on Cross for the turd? Well, they've gotten some of the pictures I really want to see. I want to see that table. I want to see them go through that table a little bit more. I love the donation stuff because it makes her look really bad. And then I think they should even press her more on some of these audio recordings. All these audio recordings, you're saying stop running away. But if you're getting beat, why do you want him to stop running away? Wouldn't you want him to leave as much as possible? Well, I was standing up for myself. Don't sound like an abuse victim. Not applicable. I don't buy it. Depp isn't violent. Heard is. That's the impression that I get as well. Lagging. What was the other cooking channel you mentioned before? Jean-Pierre, Chef Jean-Pierre. I like him. He makes some pretty, like, very basic sort of French Italian cuisine dishes that would have been like it would have been chef school dishes in 1989. But that doesn't mean they're not good. But they're also, he makes them really easy, which is great. Sip and Feast is the other one. Those are the two I watch the most right now. Colin Zolk. I like Isaac Toops, man. I want to watch Isaac Toops make everything, but he doesn't have his own show. He's always on something else, and it's usually some hippie crap like from Vice. Colin Zulk in Dr. Eva's voice. Then Johnny hit me 1,000,000 times. I can't do Dr. Evil. I haven't seen it in a long time. Phoenix Lord Asserman. He beat me with rings on his hands and graped me with a shattered Maker's Mark bottle and pulled out my hair. Well, no, I can't prove any of it. My hair looks good and only have scrapes, but trust me, dudes. Okay, Amber. Thank you, Phoenix Lord Asserman. Very nice. Jacques Pepin. I don't like Jacques Pepin as much as Jean-Pierre, personally. Jacques fine. I like Jean-Pierre better. The fandom minimalist. Would you watch channels of uber nerdy fan research? Would I? Depends on what the fan thing is. I'm not like fandoms tend to be like Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Star Trek, and I'm not into most of those. Warhammer stuff, I do watch nerdy fan research channels. Joseph Fazio. Hey, Amber, Evil Angel left a message. Mr. Shado read that one. Jason the Great Awakening. What went wrong with Elon, Amber? You racist against engineers? Well, Amber Heard hates African Americans. That's why she hates Elon Musk. Stephen Cooper. I see YouTube hates you. I've left and come back 3 times, and none of them you showed up in my recent or history, but the rest of Law 2 did even Joe. Oh, I'm aware. Believe me, I am well aware of the shadow treatment I'm getting from YouTube right now, but it's all good. Even with it, we had 43,000, 44,000 watching live earlier. I'm good. Like I said, y'all are my people. That's why I'm doing the broadcast over here. Like if I was on someone else's channel, I'd have to think, oh, can I make this joke? Can I make that joke? Can I do this thing? I say that. I got to wait for someone else to talk. I like being here. And I like being with y'all. It's the most fun. Jeremy N. Amber is dressed appropriately to conduct this train of lies. Hashtag all aboard the turd train. Steve Case. Hey, Nick, apologies if you covered this already, but Ian's in line online. YouTube, justice for the line. Depp versus Heard backstage. Yeah, no, he was in the courtroom, I think, when you sent this. I think he was in the courtroom then. Alan V. My social worker X tried the whole he was talking with people who were not their thing. Such a perfect lie when the liar has professional clout. Yeah, it is. No, they're talking with people that weren't there. An unverifiable claim. And you can't even argue against it. Right? Cameron Barnes. I know a hotel security guard. He once got into a fight with a homeless man. He had rings on. He was done beating on the dude. His ring was in the shape of a teardrop. I imagine multiple strikes would leave many broken rings. Depends on the ring. My wedding ring's titanium. They have to cut that off of you. They don't bend very easy. But it depends. Not this one. This is a silicone ring. This one, wiggly. But the one I wore before I got this. Zayden Gaming, hey, could you just spitball some ideas of what I can do with the website and what you'll allow me to do with it? They're trying to buy it off me every time I refresh the page. Maybe ask people what they'd want out of it. I gotta look at it, man. I don't even. I don't. It's the unbreaded thing. I think. I don't know. Off the top of my head, no, I can't spitball some ideas. Jackson Kai may have done drugs a few dozen times on record, but I didn't abuse it, just like I never abused Johnny. Does another bump of coke on the stand. Roscoe Coltrane, Johnny's moments on tape sound like a frustrated version of Johnny. Amber's moments on tape make her sound like a completely different person. Jason the Great Awakening. Oh, my idiot 30-something-year-old sisters absolutely think feces pranks are funny. Lots of people think shit joke, like actual shit, is funny. I don't personally, but Lucas L. I would let Camille poop in my bed. Pamela B. Io is trans, born a she. Okay. Whatever that is. Again, I don't know anything about these people. River T Hill says, or River Thill, maybe. The clear solution to get to the bottom of Amber's bruising: have Johnny take the stand, punch her in the face, then the jury can take note of the damages. It's Tyler. Objection, Your Honor. Io Till It Right is too funny a name to be involved in this case. The name is Io Till It Right. I will tell it right? Really? That's the name? You gotta object to that name. Can we voir dire that name? Did you choose this name? Did you change your name to I Will Tell It Right? If I'm being extremely biased towards Amber, can I see the jury being on her side at all? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, she's got pictures with some reddening there. You could say, oh yeah, that's the beginning of a bruise. Yeah, I mean, you can always lead someone to something. I think it gets harder and harder. But do you think her sister would be on her side after the testimony? Yeah, of course. What the fart are you eating? One of the reasons I was late, so I tried to take a nap, but I couldn't sleep. And I was trying to take a nap, so I didn't. Lady Raggets asked me for food, and I didn't cook her any right away because she also wouldn't tell me what she wanted. And then later, I'm like, well, do you want food? Like, because I'll make you food. She's like, well, you look like you were going to take a nap. I was, but I can't sleep. So I'll cook you something if you want. So I cooked her and me some grilled chicken thighs and some noodles. Sorry. You got to eat when you can around these trial dates. K-Dub Smile says, socks, slow your hands down. A Bear in the Woods. Third story about the IO phone call is cartoonishly evil. I can't take that seriously. Greg S. Only way to prove Amber's allegations are to make Johnny max his bench press and squat in front of the court. Prove he is jacked. Yeah, punching her across the room is amazing. Alan V says, never said the saggy tits thing. Sure thought it. Trin, I let Camille Vasquez ram objections down my throat any day of the week. Ian Mac. She mimed the other eye when telling the story that was shown in the pic. Yeah, she said, and he threw it like that. I don't think it's that big of a deal, personally. I've apparently upset Shut Up, I Can Cook again. How did I do that? What's up, Shut Up, I Can Cook? What did I do? I mean, I'm sure I did something, but whatever. Zayden Gaming again says, yes, the unbreaded.com is right. Sorry to sound incessant, but I was thinking a blog site where every blog is just the unbreaded cut of the stream for the day. If that's cool, I'll work on a repository for the unbreaded. If you want to do that, you can go ahead. You might get canceled though. Shut Up, I Can Cook says, I adore you, Nick. See, the chat was lying. I never can trust them. Meliodas says, the longer this thing goes on, Amber is more like Annie Wilkes from Stephen King's novel Misery than a victim, specifically being sober for every given moment of the relationship. Oh yeah, she's portrayed herself as an angel the entire time. The entire time she's been perfect, an angel. That doesn't jive with the relationship, and it comes across as very fake. Carolyn Ann, do you think the judge can tell she clearly talked over her testimony with the lawyers? Yeah, but again, I think the judge's order is not, I don't know how you could enforce that. Dispatch indirect, exiftool.org readily edits metadata tags. Synapse manipulating metadata is trivial, by the way. Much of it you just need to right click and go to properties. Joe Sullivan, she states, and again, that's why I think the metadata, a lot of people have made a big deal out of it. I think you end up getting boring with a jury really quickly. Joe Sullivan, she states, Rocky was my best friend at the time. The situation were that bad. Wouldn't it solidify a friendship? Best friend implies only or the friend. Just seems like an odd choice of words. It did seem weird, but who knows what she meant. Elite Neo, hey, Nick, I emailed you a bunch of spoof clips of Depp versus Heard done the South Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. If you had a chance to watch them, I swear this trial feels like that game at times. I've only seen one of the Ace Attorney clips of this when the guy objects to his own question. Do you notice Camille Vasquez objected to answers that her questions elicited today? But it didn't look stupid, and her objections were proper. And she won on those objections, so it didn't matter. But I mentioned before that there are times in which you would object to an answer to a question, specifically if the question was, or if the answer was not appropriate, right? And she did, I think, twice today. It was great. Kevin Cotugno with a big chat. Thank you. This is my sister-in-law, Claire, who got acanthophobia in both eyes. The treatment will take 1 year and blind, hopefully temporary. She lost her job, and due to a technical issues, she didn't get disability. She has frequent doctor apps and prescriptions. Only approximately 100 cases per year in the U.S. GiveSendGo.com/Claire, CLARE. Guys, if you want to check out this person and see if you can toss a couple bucks their way, maybe you can help brighten a really dark situation on that one. Best of luck to your sister Claire, Kevin. Hopefully you get she gets the help she needs. Neighbor 605, Amber Heard thought you always must wear makeup for photos. Well, yeah, I mean, most of them she was. Simp for thick boy says, that's how red my face is without makeup naturally. Yeah, I know a lot of people who if they don't put on foundation or whatever, they have fair skin and their cheeks will get very, very red and flushed. My cheeks never get flushed, nor does my nose. Jason of the Great Awakening. So Witch Assault gave her the narcissism and subsequent penchant for overacting. Tracy 3, her face looks flushed from drinking 2 bottles of wine. Kate smiles, both cheeks are equally red. Did the phone hit her whole face? Yes. It just flat on it. She has a pug nose. You just can't tell. Ash, the pictures having to redact metadata is a solid win considering there was evidence that Heard had purposefully delayed sending the photos to an expert as well as them sending tampered data after. Joshua Cornelius, so much for the power of her abracadabra cream. Shady Conservative, Amber took her acting lessons from Joey Tribbiani's School of Acting. She does some great smell the fart acting. Nice. Next, Tortheo, the police came and I wanted to protect Johnny, so I didn't talk to them, but I gave them prepared pictures without them being able to see my face. Fiat looks a lot. Who wore it better, Chairman Mao or Chairperson Turd? Real quick on that pictures thing. The pictures were shown to the police officers in the deposition. I do not believe there's any testimony that at the time that the police officers showed up that they were shown photos because they could just look at her face. They could just see her. Gamer Bite. Is it typical for an attorney to argue every objection with the judge? Yes. Were I the judge, I'd be finding it hard not to tell her to STFU and let me rule. Usually it's a speaking objection and then an explanation. That's it. And it's a lot quicker. Or I shouldn't say a speaking objection, a rule objection, then an explanation. If you need to speak, it depends on the court. You either can make speaking objections in court or you can go to sidebar. And it depends if there's a jury there. If there's no jury there, you can just do speaking objections all day. Vinny Torres, I think in 2015 during this fight, she might have had an iPhone 6S Plus, which was 6 inches. I don't think would have left that little mark from what she described. Let's see. iPhone 6S Plus. Wait. So the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus weigh 4.5 ounces and 6 ounces, respectively. So just under a half pound on the big one. The 6S. Oh, wait, the 6S Plus is 6.77 ounces, and the 6S was 5.04 ounces. So again, having a 6 ounce metal object thrown at you, or metal and glass, is not pleasant. It's like having a rock thrown at you. It would hurt. It would leave a mark. Dragon's Treasure says my tea is more delicious. The Uber geek, she wanted to protect Johnny, but took photos and videos attempting to incriminate him. So what were they there for? Posterity. Don't forget that she sold the footage of of Johnny slamming the cabinets around to TMZ. I mean, she didn't. Somebody did. Somebody got it from her phone. It was probably hacked. Jay says, don't forget she was a stripper. Was she? Sonia Fowler, how did flat cell phone manage to hit her cheekbone, eyelid, brow ridge, and forehead? We're in a land of make-believe, shade no doubt. Charles League, all these pics of her face and none of herself after Australia, where she'd have looked like John McClane at the end of Die Hard. Yeah, nothing. Doesn't take pictures of those. Took pictures of the apartment or the damage in the house, but none of herself. She only had hours and hours and hours to do it. Elite Neo says, holy shit, Nick, you actually pronounced the leet speak portion of my username correctly instead of reading the numbers out. Figured it was just you being a boomer before, but take another 20 for getting it right this time. I just have to think through it. Because, so the way it looks when I just glance at it, it looks like L337EL, and then I have to see E1, and so then by that time I'm saying E1337. It's the way it works, but I haven't used leet speak in so long, man. EverQuest days. Crocs 22. Amber Heard. And then Johnny shot me in the face with the 44 Magnum. And it didn't really hurt, but I remember saying to Johnny, you shot me. Johnny, you shot me. And then I was dead. Jason, The Great Awakening. I've seen this art disrespecting thing before. This is a female tantrum wanting attention. Lazy bastard. Can Johnny's attorney just ask Amber, why did you destroy your own place and blame Johnny? Yes. You have no proof or witnesses that he did this and not you if this happened when you weren't there. Yeah, they could. Those why questions, though, are very dangerous. Those are open-ended questions. You just say, you destroyed the place. If you think they did, you destroyed the place, didn't you? No one's around. You thought you could get Johnny in trouble, so you destroyed the place. You trashed it. That's why it's not that trashed. That's why the valuable things aren't broken. That's why there's no pictures of actually ripped up art. There's nothing that you actually care about that was destroyed because you did it, but you wanted it to look bad. So you break a couple wine bottles, you spill a tiny amount of wine on the floor, and then you take some pictures, didn't you? If you think that's what happened, you can do it, but it's risky. You're making a big accusation. Zayden Gaming says, last chat before I go broke. If your chat admins will email the admin account on the unbreaded.com, I'll send them login credentials to give everyone back in access. We'd love to make sure this is transparent to the max. Okay. I don't know if I have a chat admin. But we'll see. I guess I'll have to talk to them. Next, Jason the Great Awakening says, why is she wearing an earpiece in the left ear and touching her left eye all the time? A signal? I didn't see an earpiece in her left ear. Tara Rayner knocked off the island when Johnny left, not duck, completely staged and so random. Tortheo, Amber Heard knew which picture Johnny Depp punched by hearing it. Oh, yeah. Cerebral palsy biker. These pictures look like she's moving out of the penthouse. So lame that if she was renting the place, she got her deposit back. Tony Blair says, objection, disloyalty. 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 Tara Brinkley fidgeting with her eye, hiding her lying body language. Yeah, that eye thing she kept doing the whole time. Jason the Great Awakening, the audio levels problem, improper use of compression relates to you sounding like a chipmunk and them sounding like Satan, which, while objectively accurate, might not be what you're going for. What is that? Wasn't happening today, was it? Colosign, in California, the DA presses charges, not the victim. In many states, that's how it happens. Jackson Kai, so to be, but you still tend to need the victim's help because you got to get testimony from them. So if they're not willing to cooperate, I mean, you can press charges, but you're going to end up losing the case. Jackson Kai, so to be clear, her testimony is she showed the police officers pictures of her being abused by Johnny, but then didn't cooperate to protect Johnny. No, again, to be clear, she didn't show the pictures. Her lawyers on deposition, or Johnny Depp's lawyers on the deposition of the police officers, showed them the pictures. They were not showed the pictures at the time. Jason the Great Awakening says, is this what they call in Hollywood shitting the bed? Technically, we don't know if those pictures were from the night of the police. I mean, they could have taken them at any time. The metadata could have been manipulated. I mean, who knows when those pictures were actually taken. But assuming they were taken at the time, they wouldn't have shown the pictures to the cops. Again, the cops looked at her face. They talked to her directly interviewed her and said she didn't look like somebody who'd been abused. They didn't see any signs of it. C. Goody says, irony is Amber being shittier than her own turds. Tortheo, not one text mentions violence by either of them. Nope, it doesn't. Michael D'Ambrosio stepped on a bee vaccine stroke. Cries on all that she did to make it work, like sleeping with DeFranco and Elon Musk and so on. Yikes. RJ Robertson, God, it's like she thinks looking down makes her look sad. She does. And I've got more chats to read. I think looking up is a good sad. I think it's better. See, because like looking down, that's evasive to me. When I go, I think the up look is bigger for testimony anyway. Right? Like I think the up look is good. Like when you're trying to hold it together. Faye T. Well, I guess her eyesight is 20/20 today. Lol, wear the reading glasses. Well, until Dr. Muffins comes back, she's not going to do it. Kaiser Kyoishi can't even force a tear out and resorts to contorting her face to try and make her look sad. Yeah, no wonder Hollywood is blacklisting her. Oh yeah, it's pretty obvious. The funny thing is, she may be blacklisted because of her failing relationship with Johnny Depp, but not because of like the accusations or anything else, but just because they only were casting her because of Johnny Depp. Run and Gun says, any way that the judge instructions be grounds for appeal? If they would have to object to the instruction, the judge would have to overrule their objection, and then they'd preserve an appeal point. Objection, Your Honor. We really want to talk to our client during the thing. The judge says no, overruled. then they could appeal. But they haven't done that to my knowledge. So they may have preserved that objection at the beginning in some written filing, but I don't know. We can only speculate there. Anna Castells, have you noticed that the photo of the bed shown previously in court had a pocket knife on the sheets, which seemed to be used to chip the wood, since it would be difficult to damage it otherwise? I have not noticed that. I have heard that, though. Svenger McSpazzy says, if is the defense ever going to be able to cross-examine her? If so, she's digging her own grave. Yes, they did today. So we're not quite to cross yet. Let's see. Other man. Didn't Johnny file first, or was it a joint filing? No, he threatened to file divorce. She actually filed. Also need a cinema sins style ding for the bad lack of objections. Fauci lied. Puppies died. She literally cannot squeeze an actual tear out of those ducks. Tip the scales. What in the name of all that is breaded is that damn clacking noise? Like listening to chewing. Not your stream. It's on all that I've seen. That's the stenographer, the court stenographer. They type in a very rhythmic sort of way. Fauci lied. Puppies died. Is she one of those lizard people? Yes. A kid from Compton Gaming. All these videos she recorded, all these photographs she took, but no recording of the calls, voicemails where he admits to hurting her. Girl, bye. Callie Ann. Oh my God. Amica cream time. Mental contortionist. I have to wear sunblock every day, not a stitch of makeup the day of the domestic violence restraining order. Faye, what color correction is done before foundation? Literally everyone knows that. Alish GDA, is there a possibility of getting a dermatologist on the stand to examine the photos they are showing, see if they are bruises or skin conditions? There is, but it might not be within the time that they wanted. They've already closed out their case in chief, so they could do it on rebuttal, maybe, but I don't think they're going to. I don't think they need to. The jury is looking at this going, that doesn't look like a bruise to me. I've been bruised, right? It doesn't look like one. Born. FYI, color correction goes under foundation. Shouldn't be putting it on last. Nissy Pissy, the thing she says about bruises is correct. Bruises on your face tend to heal quicker than on your body. My expertise, been a soccer hooligan. Oh, I read that one earlier. Blues, your daddy says Milani released their statement about the cosmetics not existing. So today she has to make sure she says it wasn't that exact one. Damage control much. Jason, the Great Awakening. If it's going this bad for her, imagine how bad it's going to go for Hillary at the military tribunals. Garrett Paterick from Popcorn Trial Lawyer said college cell phone weighs as much as a pool ball. Wouldn't there be more damage to her face than just looking like she saw her GPA naked and got excited and blushed? Yes. Yeah. Throwing a cell phone at someone and hitting them in the face, again, with a slab cell phone, like that's pain. Just take your phone and whack it on your cheekbone or your... Doesn't even have to be moving fast. God. That would not feel fun. Actual coverage. This is the reason why men are avoiding marriage nowadays. I hope this case changes things for the better. We need more traditional families. Abby, not a victim of domestic violence, but I bruise easily. Bruises don't usually fade or change that significantly day to day. No, again, this bruise on my arm is from my blood draw on Monday of last week. So it's 7 days. Granted, I'm not slathering arnica cream all over it. Walter Deadman read that one. Stephen Richards, do you think they'll bring in the bed turd to see if it fits? If the turd don't fit, you must have quit. Just thinking. Says Google theater bruise kit. Yeah, that's what she had. She had a theater bruise kit, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Theater bruise kit. Yep. She had a literal bruise kit for creating bruises, not for countering them. So Anyway. It looks like this one, Ben Nye Professional FX Wheel, Bruise and Abrasions. Here, I'll show you. This is the one she appeared to me to hold up. What do you guys think? Or I think it was this one specifically for the colors. Yeah. Bruise and Abrasions EW41. One stop for character coloring. So there you go. Do I sleep? Not enough. Not enough. Steven Richards, do you think they'll bring in the bed turd to see if it fits? Oh, I read that one. Tuckfard McNutt says, Truckfard McNutt. No, Tuck. Can Amber Heard's Freudian slips be used against her in Cross? They can, but they're not going to. Those tend to not play well because people know. People just misspoke. Vinny Torres, and they compared to your elbow and her face, why is hers perfectly rounded and shaped? I don't know. No idea. Except that she made it. Maria Victoria, Elaine said Amica. Heard said Arnica, I think. Yeah. Oh, everybody's been making fun of it, calling it Amica cream because Elaine said Amica in her opening. Mild 816 says Edgecombe was more believable on the stand. Could you I didn't hear you. Jeremy, thank you for the donation. Not applicable says Polynesia, let's go. Not applicable. Ron Coleman is effing cool, by the way. Good on you to be here. Yeah, he only was able to pop in for a couple minutes. And it was right when lawyer Rob was talking about the jury. So he didn't get much to say. Miss Rosario, I'm female and experienced 10 years of severe physical, mental, and emotional abuse, and she is not a victim. She has no real raw emotion. Well, she would agree with you that she is not a victim. That's somebody. I am not a victim. I am not a victim. Judge, I respect you. I respect your decisions. Jail time, I am not a victim. I am not a victim. That somebody 7 says, ask Rob balls or no balls. We'll do that on a dedicated stream sometime. James Trammell in the I didn't punch you video when he says, don't tell me what it feels like to be punched. If she had been struck by Johnny, her response would have been incredibly different. Not applicable. Rob, please buy some headphones with a mic, buddy. Well, he was out in the field at the courthouse. That's why it wasn't working out as well. And his mic screwed up in the middle of it. He sounded better when he started, and then it got all crackly. Let's see. True Nana Shabbat, bad pressure, bad calf care says, I like your daytime stream, but you are so offensive at night, especially unbreaded, that I never miss those streams. R. Vallejo says, Amber watches the jury when testifying. Maybe she's using the eye thing to signal to her team to direct the line of questioning after observing their reactions. Also, first ever super chat. Cheers. Thank you, R. Vallejo. Really appreciate that. Jason Gould, an acting teacher, said she's clearly trying to play a character. Read that one earlier. Next, Stephen Littleton. Can Camille ask Amber Heard if she discussed testimony with lawyers in Delaware case? I was asked this. She could. I don't think she needs to. Truth matters. Rubbing your face or pressing your eyes triggers the oculocardiac reflex, which lowers the heart rate. This can help you relax when you're tired or stressed. Tara Rayner, are the alpacas there? I don't know. Carol Johnson, Law and Lumber is Amber's PR guy still in attendance. I haven't seen him. Law and Lumber's obviously not here, but I haven't seen the PR guy, David Shane. I think he disappeared. A troll says, did Amber say shingles? Did I mistake that? I heard shingles too. I did. Jay, ask Rob if they could hear the difference between Johnny Depp's and Amber Heard's receptions when they arrived at court. We did. Ask him that. Raymond C. says, from Houston, stay strapped or get clapped. No kidding. KM Cheesehead. Hi, Nick. If you want to review another economist studying gun violence, you might want to check out Dr. Roland Fryer at Harvard. Oh, thank you. Nova Go. Thank you for the donation. Susan Mills. No body bruises. Not in any pictures. Nova Go. Thank you again. Here for lulz. Read that one. Giddy Wraith. Got unsubbed by the overlords. What are your thoughts on the Buffalo shooting? How will it affect the Supreme Court case on New York gun laws? Buffalo shooting, obviously a tragedy. Or wait, more appropriately, an atrocity. Some interesting thoughts about the politics of the person. I'm not going to make any speculations. Apparently has a manifesto. Definitely want to grab that and read it as soon as possible. I need to be radicalized by all of these brilliant thinkers who think it's great to go shoot up, 10, 15 people. I mean, if you can't take advice from someone who's willing to kill a whole bunch of people, who can you take advice from, really, when you at the end of the day? But no, obviously, like I said, an atrocity. I don't know if it shouldn't have any effect on the Supreme Court case. The Supreme Court case is going to come down to 5-4 or 6-3. that's the end of the day on that one. There's a big Supreme Court win that's really nerdy today. I don't know if anybody cares, but Ted Cruz won a free speech case in the Supreme Court. It's about political contributions, and it's highly limited. It only applies to congressional candidates or political candidates who lend their campaign money, being able to, after they win, use campaign funds to pay them back on their loans. It was a stupid restriction. They removed the restriction. They said the restriction was unconstitutional, impermissibly infringes on free speech. I agree. It comports with Citizens United. They still haven't gone far enough. They need to remove all campaign contribution limits. I know that's controversial. We'll talk about it at a different time, though. Mosey, and look at her mean mugging the jury while that video was playing right when he came back from break. She was mean mugging the jury a lot. Apparently, according to Rob, didn't seem like the jury was buying it. Didn't seem like the jury was buying it at all. Let's see. Shinkai 9/Kami16 went from wearing white to black, showing your true colors in the truest fashion. Bobby Dunlap, Amber Heard 2016 Depo don't match this. Is this proof of perjury? Even if it is, you're not going to get a perjury charge on Amber Heard, most likely. Perjury charges are just so rare in civil trials. They just don't do them. Nelson Medina, Camille with her finger ready to object. She's just hovering over on the microphone. Barry Soitoro, Chairman Mao never looks so hot. Not applicable. Alter ego. Tyler Durden. Lol, she's Fight Club. Oh, Taylor Durden. She's Fight Club. Yeah. People are going to believe that I'm in a Fight Club. What the fuck are you talking about? Didn't he even say that? What the hell are you talking about? Not applicable. Wait, LKD 70. She's literally the baddie explaining her evil plot. No one's going to believe that. David Stowe, you asked and received millions, you angry bint. You kept evidence for years for just this occasion. Congrats. You played yourself. Koi 540, I want to congratulate Andrew on peaking in his career and getting retweeted by Tim Pool twice. Jackson Kai. Amber does realize these clips she keeps playing of her saying I have nothing to financially gain is in the trial she's asking for $100 million for, right? Wicked Erebus, I've got a 2 AD&D gray box for Nick at Matsuri 2022. I'm interested in that. Bowie says, I did the same with my ex-wife, lol, Miss K, and that's why she wrote an op-ed. Omega Ben, I did not hit him. I did not do it. Oh, hi, Elon. Mr. Shado, based on the phone call, it's evident she has meticulously planned her defense and explained it to him as a threat. Yes, absolutely. Why would they play that phone call? God, it was devastating to me. JD's crime is being too much of a gentleman to realize this lady never cared about him. Yeah, he should not have capitulated on any of this. They should not have agreed to gag orders. Open in the media, full salvo on her, just bury her. She beat me for years. That should have been his statement. She beat me. She took my money. She wasted my money. She berated me, belittled me. She would not stand by me when I needed her. Stephen Cooper, don't worry, Amber. We don't think you're a victim either. Elizabeth Williams, thank you for the donation. Says I hope he's doing a daily sketch of Amber Turd for all of us to consume ASAP. I wanted to go live on my channel at 2:30 to discuss Cross, but I don't know if it will happen. Lit Paralegal from South Carolina. Hey, go get it. Rob Bateman. Oh my God, they're going to roast her in the Cross exam. I cannot wait. Sociopaths don't, this from Lightgiver, sociopaths don't have feelings or emotions, nor do sociopaths cry genuinely. However, they do experience proto-emotions, primitive emotions that rear their ugly heads in moments of perceived need. Mike, the dad, no. Bit of Venom says, I'm crying of the bad acting. Cry attempt 134 is another big fail. Lord Jasper, 1988, really want someone to shout, yes, give me more. Stango, I once dated a jurisprudence fetishist. She got off on a technicality. That's good. That's good. Dispatch Indirect says, I just want to keep my name as lifted from Tina Turner's line, and what's love got to do with it? Austin Schwartz, is Cross not going to be brutal regardless of when it occurs? Curious as to why you personally would drag out today. I just think get that whole first day after the week break and take advantage of that first day. Don't let the sun set on Cross today. And if they want to drag out Cross for an entire day tomorrow, I mean, go ahead. But man, on direct, I just think I would have wanted to drag it out. This is your big witness. That week-long break. They might have forgotten what happened. I'll go back to it. Brian K. Why is Amber dressed like Mao? Tortheo almost lost everything, but got my biggest movie. Yeah, no kidding. Isabel Jimenez, shouldn't Camille be objecting the questions, not waiting till after she answers? Depends. Hako, mate, confirmed cat lady lawyer is actually a lizard person. Clone it, Steve Dream Killer. Thank you for the donation. Tortheo misheard. Aquaman was your biggest movie, correct? And you got it or kept it after the divorce? Johnny did not keep his Pirate 6 role, did he? Niels Mulvad, Sidney Lee, a true Danish king, was killed this weekend. Rest in peace. What a dude. We lost a good one. Rip. David A. Hamilton, you have somebody else's work framed behind you now. Me? Oh, you mean Amber Heard? Oh, me, yes. But I'm not proud of that. I'm appreciative of that. My wife got me that as a gift. It's also not framed. Liar. Take that. Electro Beard, could they have her in long sleeves so the lack of scars on her arms don't show up in court? That'd be interesting. Miss Heard, show us your wrists. Show them to the court. Miss K, of course, if she does and she has big scars there, that'll look bad. Miss K, does that not answer the question that the open was about him? Game over, he wins. Or the op-ed? Again, the op-ed being about him, I don't think that's an unsettled question at this point. I think it was settled immediately. I think they always said it was about him. They're just arguing the technicality that it doesn't say his name. Therefore, the statement isn't published about him, knowable by a third party, a reasonable third party. No guard. I can't wait for Turd to be off the stand. Very strong revulsion reaction to people acting cringy. I have to mute until we're on break and the same people are talking. Miss K, the literal allegations in the op-ed she just testified were about him, period. I agree. Jim Bailey, thank you for the donation. Adolf Hitler says the Chewbacca defense. She did the Chewbacca defense. Roy Handy, Cross is going to be lit. Miss K, we need some Cross while she is off her game. Mob Hop, new drinking game. Take a shot every time she says to protect Johnny. Nope, you'll die immediately. Cryson, she protected Johnny by sleeping with DeFranco and Musk. Micro Colonel, I have mountains of evidence. That's why I didn't present it at court. A guy under a bridge. Her expressions are so shallow. Changes on a dime. Scrindy says, sent here by Tug. Hated you at first. Now I'm addicted. Oh, man, what did I do? You got to get used to a lot of jokes and crass humor and some inside stuff. But you know, hopefully you find a nice home here. Kenneth Crandall is her outfit from the Ernst Starvo Blofeld Super Villainess collection. Yes. Yes. Blind Press says Amber's voice is going up and down more than Elizabeth Holmes's. Damn. Kate Kate Dyge says, hi from AU, from Australia. Do you think Depp's, well, Australia isn't real, but hello. to whatever government base you're on. Do you think Depp's lawyer's style of cross and her personality would be more, I guess, palatable for a younger jury? And can that be used as a tactic using a younger lawyer? I mean, I think her style of cross is just excellent in general. Kurt was on earlier singing her praises, which I thought bore a little bit into simpery, but she did a very, very good job. It was just an effective cross exam because she asked good questions. She had good pacing and she had good control of the witness. I look like a lawyer. Oh God, I'm sorry. That's true. I'll probably offend people with unbreaded in just a few minutes. We'll get people to check out at that point. Woo! Johnny Souza says, shouldn't the juror be removed for crying? No, but also the juror was not crying. Runny nose, we found out. Tortheo Camille, sigh, objection, hearsay, Your Honor. Gone Fall, it's so interesting how she moves around and speaks like most lying Democrats like Pelosi, as well as Speaker Red Hurd. Interesting. Satan, the Sir Gaming and something says, if she wasn't saying bad things about him, he wouldn't have anything to call her a liar about. It defeats the I never wanted to hurt her claim. Mandrake, she looks like she has 2 3-day-old shiners right now. This is ridiculous. Yeah, she carries dark circles under her eyes. A lot of people do. She really carries them, and they carry down. You see it in all the no makeup pictures. They carry down to about here. Wheezy Pillar, Nick, my wife's an abuse survivor, and she can see all the red flags that Amber is throwing up on the stand. Ellen Paxton, looks like they got Amber Heard an acting coach, far more subdued and less melodrama. What's your take on the day? Better for her than before the break or no change? I mean, I think the pictures were good for her case, or better for her case than anything else she did. I don't think they were enough. Yowie, thank you for the donation. Gunnerific, thank you. Silver 42, is Amber really pushing the standalone complex hypothesis in regard to the media? She might have a future career with Alex Jones if she keeps it up. Pinkala the Driving Ape, please, dear gods of law, please have a cosmetics expert on the rebuttal witness list. For rebuttal, they don't have to have a witness list. So they could pull a cosmetics expert in if they have one. Gunnerific, I like the judge. She was great as Louis Tully in Ghostbusters. Noah Klein, well, in Seymour, really. That's my favorite. Noah Klein, do we know when cross-exam starts? Oh my God, we're not there yet. Yowie says, I would swear at times she's trying to emulate Dr. Curry's persona, especially when she's confident in her answer. Jay Hahn, can you please explain what you do if a witness openly perjures themselves on the stand? Can you say something when it happens, or do you just use it on cross? Use it on cross. You can object that they're misrepresenting or lying about something, but if they perjure themselves on direct, you really want to bring it up on cross. You want to control how that questioning goes on your cross exam. Andrew Starr, damn, her career was destroyed after the divorce. It wasn't much of a career to start. You will contact management at 9 a.m. Sweet. Gunner, put the script into evidence. OC 5150, more correctly, she narrowly survived being the abuser. Flash the Mystic, hey, Ricada, nice easy mode last Saturday. Can you please make your own joke over 9,000 every time it's up by 10K? Fake. Something would love that. What? Over 9,000? That's impossible. Torthea, why can't I just ruin people's lives in peace? Quoting Amber Heard. Austin Schwartz, what's the advantage of dragging it out? Again, we saw what they did on Cross today. And think about it this way. So on Cross today, at the end of the day, the jury goes home remembering Amber Heard lying about her donation under oath in England, right? That's what the jury goes home hearing, that she just lied to everybody. She lied to the world. She lied to the court about the donation. She lied to Johnny Depp about what she was going to do with the donation. All of that. Now they're going to come back tomorrow and hear more Amber Heard. And we'll see if they drag it out a full day. They may not. if they don't drag it out a full day, it's less impactful. But if they do drag it out a full day, they'll probably go home hearing her lying one last time before they come back the next day. That's 2 opportunities with a break in the middle to hear Amber Heard lied as the primary final message that they get. I just think I would have rather left the jury with my direct examination perception of Amber Heard versus their cross-examination perception on today. And then if they want to have 2 days of it, make them drag it over 8 hours into the next day. Chuck Strum says butt kick coming. Rooster Cogburn, I was wrong. So here's some drinking money. This will be great. The Realistic Mystic Celebrity Deathmatch Ref. Let's get it on. Rob Bateman, where those tears at, lady? That other Steve, Grand. I mean, cross. Flash the Mystic speaking about his views in case anyone was confused. Curious Cyrus, you can see Elaine is dying inside right as they stood for the jury. Winged Paragon, time for cross. That's a paddling. Mortman, is it possible for Heard's team to get TKO'd during cross? I wish. That'd be funny. Mortman, no. Mad Rhetoric says tastes like roasted goose. Defiant Cal, been listening to you since Kyle Rittenhouse trial. I'm a truck driver, so I have to listen more than watch. Keep up the good work. Hey, thank you. Bob Saget says, why does delaying the cross hamstring them? Okay, I've explained it a couple times. I'm not going to do it anymore. Smody, have you ever read The Myth of the Rule of Law by John Hasnes? And if so, what are your thoughts? No, I have not. Is he a sovereign citizen? God, I hope so. Professor of law by courtesy at Georgetown University Law Center. Okay, no, so he's a lawyer and professor of law, huh? Okay. Well, I was hoping it'd be really funny sovereign citizen stuff, but it seems like it's more serious. So no, I haven't read it. Diesel HRT, if Johnny wins, would it be possible to have a tortious interference claim against the ACLU? Most of those, I mean, we're going to be outside the statute of limitations on all this stuff. Sean Sorhut, hear me out. What if the reason that Amber can't create any resemblances to human emotion is because Elon replaced the real Amber with a robot prototype during their relationship? Hashtag Amber is an android. Real Amber is stuffed in the back of the Tesla. I knew there was a prostitute stuffed in the back of that Tesla that he launched into space. Why else would you launch a Tesla into space unless you got a dead hooker shoved in the trunk? It turns out the dead hooker was Amber Heard. Angry Baneling says, new banner is gay, bro. Facts. Well, so are you. Landon Miles says, nice RuneScape banner. Optical Infinity, read that one. Angry Baneling, Nick in Trump's voice says, my new banner sucks. Just terrible. I've seen better banners. Very sad. Thanks, fam. You're welcome, Angry Baneling. Jeff Musso II, I find it interesting that all of her tons of evidence have all been created by herself, by her own pics, not the cops, phone calls of her ranting, etc. Yep. Lord Vader. Andrew, do you ever ride BDRs on the GS? Ever ridden Imogene Pass? I think he says yes to that question because I think other people have asked. Next. Nicole Akiko, thank you for the donation. Alan Paxton just saw the tears. I retract my comment about the lack of melodrama. She can't help herself. I hope they bury her in cross. Get the shovels. They were already on cross at this point. Tracy 3 says the heavy breathing is the judge. Oh, that could be. Magician Sapphire, I'm late. What did I miss? Did Team Heard embarrass themselves again? Yes. Carol Johnson, like this witch gave Johnny time to grieve when his mother died. Nova Go, I mean, it was against the sun, not Amber, but yeah. Jacob King, you can tell who the Amber supporters are by the single mask wearer in the crowd. Troll, formerly known as whatever, did my last $20 super chat go through? I never saw it on stream. I think so. I don't know, but I read it. If it did, if not, then no. K-Drive 23, looking for law tubers in gallery like looking for friends in stands at football games. DCV Titan Vasquez, the only one they fear is you. Rip and tear until it's done. Josiah Maldonado, Liberate the Brit bongs. Try on parchment uncrumpeted. Sir, Mr. Professor, did you see that the Buffalo shooter had pictures of Sam Hyde labeled as most recent pics of me in his manifesto? Oh, fuck me. Matthew Perry, DC should let Johnny play Amber's role in Aquaman. I'd watch it. Battle Him 63. She hired Ezra Miller to do her PR. Yes. Kayla Hoke, will CV come out swinging Camille Vasquez or start with a few easy ones to make her feel comfortable before going in for the kill? No, she came out swinging. First question was about Johnny never looking in her the eyes ever again. That was good. Wyatt, can I hire you to officiate my wedding? I love your toasts and views on family. Maybe. It depends where you're going to get married. NRB Film. Hey, Nick, I also get to stream you all day today and hit that like button. When I heard no further questions, my heart literally did the Chris Pratt smile meme gif. What a way to cap off the day. David Stowe. Oh, boy, Camille coming in hot. Torga the White. Iron within, iron without. In exile, she's going to need some Amica cream for that. Dragon's Treasure. Apologies for delays. I'm bad. T-Man. All orders up to May 11th are mailed out. The remaining will be done in 1 to 2 days. Your sample pack lovers are making me do 12-hour days every day. Well, make dragonstreasure.com do more work, buy more tea. Slade. Oh, use Amber Poops in Beds as your promo code, and you can get some money off. Slade says, open wide, Amber. Here comes the makers. Beard of Battle, thank you for the donation. Landlord says, step on me, mommy. Camille. Matches burned. Camille's going to be arrested for slaying this woman. Foley 15136 says, when Camille's going to be arrested for slaying No Nut November in this chat. Holy shit. Foley says, when the cops come and there's injury, must arrest? No. Some states, yes. Some states, no. I don't know if California is a must arrest state, but the cops didn't see any injury. It's a big problem with Amber's testimony, as the cop said, we didn't see any injury or sign of domestic abuse. K-Drive. Amber Heard looks like one of those women that doesn't care for other women. Having a chick cross-examine is genius. Diaphanic One says, Amber sounds just like Hillary Clinton at times. Matches burn. Camille just turned this trial into an execution. An Orange Sea Lion. Camille is violating the 13th Amendment by owning Amber Heard right now. Sean Luby. Is Runkle levitating in the gallery? Yes. Bald Eagle. I don't think Heard realizes that throwing her lawyers under the bus isn't a great idea. Her lawyers may suddenly make cross and redirect super short and forget it altogether. The victim complex, bruh. I think the problem with throwing your lawyers under the bus is just not believable. Because if you had pictures that supported it, your lawyers over the past several days now would have brought them up. If they looked at all like they supported the idea that you were abused, they would have brought them up. Valando. Now Amber knows what it's like to get beaten by a woman. Damn. As a lesbian, she may have experienced it already. Jackson Kai. Camille is waffle stomping Amber Turd so bad she can finally claim abuse. Bear Business 1. Best start of Cross, Amber Heard or Gage Grosskreutz? Oh, I don't remember the start of Gage's Cross. G says, I think Rob just fell in love. Mediocre Didge. Amber is such a cunt. Matches burn. Andrew Lol implying she ever earned that much money. Not applicable. She's going to need some new breaks too. Daniel Williams. Amber knows she's screwed right now. Ashton De Rojas in Davy Jones' voice. Amber, you're a liar, and you will spend an eternity on this ship. Miss Elaine, feel free to go ashore the next time we make port. Mike the Dad Crowley read that one. Electriax, the panic is coming. Can you see it in Karen? I'm not going to do it. Austin C. Any shot Turds Council are actually on Team Depp? No, zero shot of that. Every trial, someone thinks. Oh, yeah, they must be on the other team. Oh, they're throwing the case. No, they'd be risking all of their professional lives forever to throw a case for no apparent gain. Jinzo Crash says pics likely exist, but too fake to produce. Lucy Bowers, thank you for the donation. Evan Meyer says more like the rum diarrhea. Although I do hear Elaine's on video getting Johnny Depp's autograph in the past. Evan S says a paparazzo hasn't had a shot like this since Lady Di. Oh shit, John. Why are the dishonest so receptive to the advice to look at the jury after every answer? Very Grosskreutz cross so far. Well, it's not the dishonest. It's it's the histrionic, the narcissist, the borderlines. I would think that Gage exhibits some of that behavior too, based on what I saw from him. I don't know if you could fully diagnose him, but he had similar tendencies. So of course, like these people, they're the car salesman. They're the car salesman, right? Like they have to mimic your emotions. They have to make up a story to identify with yours and match yours. They have to be paying attention to body language, details in stories, eliciting history to try and find common ground and build rapport very quickly. So they go to a sales seminar and they come out and they're like, all right, we got these Honda Civics and they're not going to sell themselves. I'm here. My name's Tony and I'm going to put you in a car today. Can I help you put the keys in the keyhole today? Can we turn that ignition for you today? Here, ma'am, let me show you the trunk. Let's put your purse in it. You can get in the front seat and just drive on home. We'll deal with the paperwork later. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? That's who these people are. They go to one sales seminar. They got it. That's Amber Heard and Gage Grosskreutz. Make eye contact with the jury at all. You know, you want to talk to the jury, try and relate to them. Okay. Yes, definitely going to do it all the time. Listen, jury, you got to pay attention to me. Candace Nicole reaction says, not that you can see is the new objection hearsay. Yeah. There any visible injuries here? Not that you can see. Not that anybody can see. That's the problem when you have a snarky comment like not that you can see is the jury hears, well, thinks I don't see anything either. So I guess not that I can see either. Shadow Fenrir, killer instinct announcer after seeing Heard's cross-exam. Ultra combo! Supreme victory. Muggs, this other lawyer seems pretty degrading. Timothy Reaper, backless dress, more like buttless dress. Slash and Burn Theory, Miss Heard, do you have an accelerated healing factor? Sarah JML, so are we going to hear anything about why Turd's team didn't produce the mountains of evidence that she supposedly provided? I'm curious if they're going to go into it. They had a long sidebar about it. I think, if Amber claims to produce maybe one more thing, it might be gates open on that one. It should have already happened, in my opinion. But Markrete says, sitting here watching this blasting Gadfly's objection hearsay in the background, God bless you all and God bless Johnny's legal team. None of your business. Isn't it true? The only time you received a beating wasn't until today. IB Shikikin Jack as Richard, Your Honor, we would like to call Gage Grosskreutz to the stand in place of Miss Heard. Gage Grosskreutz, the man who got his bicep yeeted and vaporized. Your Honor, it's a technical term. DCV Titan got to ask Turd's team how the fender of the bus tasted after Turd just tossed him in front of it. Red Roofs, love legal talk, but OLS stop. Jake, just kidding. EE punch women. What? Huh? I think he's saying stop joking about punching women. I think it's hard because it's like, it says OLS, which I think is PLS, supposed to be. Stop JK space EE punch women. I think it's joking about punching women. No. Well, we'll stop joking about it. We'll start actually punching women. Just find me a woman right now. I'm a white male. If there's a woman in the area, see, that's the quota, bitch. Tor Theo Corden clip left running to show her carefree. Anthony Shelton just tuned in. What did I miss? A whole lot. Arcad, when can we expect Nick to interview Camille Vasquez? I'm in a happy relationship myself, but I know a guy who'd simp over that interview, Lamau. I'll reach out. I doubt it. I doubt it. Grip Van Wrinkled says, hey, Nick from Bornholm, IS, Denmark. Oh, from Denmark. My first ever super chat. Thank you. Love the show. Here's a 15% retainer fee. Need a lawyer when I launch Johnny Depp's next film, Plastered in Commander. Jack Sparrow meets Russell Crowe. 2 Jacks. Yeah, Sparrow meets Crow. That'll be good. Entropy denied. God, I'm so glad evil is often this stupid. Aiken, Amber needs to commit to an experiment, have a professional break her nose, and document her claims of creams, makeup, and healing rate. Joel Reese, Portuguese word for ENT is atorionologista, whatever. I gotcha. Gino Fast, some nose jobs require nose breaking. Venray Lal, Camille, please stop. I can only get so hard. David Hamilton, nearly 215,000 watching between you and Emily and Bites. Black Tiger, wait, are you saying Gage should give Hurd a hand? Samantha Haver, your streams make me want a law degree. I can't afford it. Why do you do this? Oh, it's only an illusion. You don't actually want one. Just trust me. Lucy Bauer says some pics show no rings. A couple show 1 ring. Musean 87. We're almost through these, and then I'll switch to unbreaded. Wow, now I guess the dad nod is evidence of violence. I'm in trouble. Dude, if nodding off in a chair is evidence of violence or even drug use, I mean, I'm the most violent drug user on the planet then, because I said I took my son to a string orchestra or string symphony or whatever today, and at the high school, because one of his friends was playing in it. I fell asleep every wake up, clap. Oh gosh, the song's over. Oh, they're gonna play the Harry Potter theme. Out. Didn't even make that like 7th note. Westfield 90. I feel Johnny aloof and coloring in his book for the whole trial will turn the jury against him. I mean, maybe, but he has ADD. I'm pretty sure that's diagnosed somewhere. And as someone who probably has adult ADD, I will often color, draw, doodle, sketch, read anything to mildly distract myself from a lecture or something else so I can pay attention better to that thing. But I have to occupy my hands and my brain a little bit to listen. The Realistic Mystic says $100 says she staged the ice cream while he was asleep. I wouldn't take that bet against you. Jesus Davia sent a shit. Thank you. Skeet Neat. I want an opioid Johnny Depp Figma figure now. Colton Lynch. Is it just me or is she looking like trash on purpose or is it just hitting the wall that hard? She looks like she's put on a couple pounds even during the trial. Her face looks fuller and fuller. Personally, to me, I don't know if you guys are seeing that, but I'm noticing rounder face Amber Heard every day. DE Poland, will we see a you can't handle the truth from Amber? Camille needs to poke that bear and get her to explode, wear her down. You got to poke that bear by calling her a victim over and over. Itsy Bitsy Spider TV, Picard, there are 4 lines. Captain Jean-Luc Picard, there are 4 lines. Degenerate Hours, I can't believe Camille is getting away with murder in court. Goji, money is not an issue, and she goes on and on about getting the tax break benefits. Good job contradicting yourself. Beth, could Camille be rattling turd today for dive further into the stage photo lies tomorrow? Maybe. I want to see it, but I don't know if she'll do it. Purple Spartan, Amber is dressed like Dr. Evil. Pico says earlier she said that she wanted no money and all that at all and was forced to state an amount. Now she's very concerned about that paying. Yeah, that forced to state an amount is bullshit. They had a demand letter for him and everything with all sorts of money involved, all the 3 penthouses and all that shit. Yeah, it's all a lie. Mark Van E says that is a Dutch program, not Danish. Lazy Bastard, read that one. Dr. Tetanus, you don't hide God's light, Your Honor. Hot lawyer. K-Drive says Musk, alpha in the Wall Streets, beta in the bed sheets. Gungnir says strange YouTube won't let me pledge this. No, you actually have to click buy on YouTube. You have to send the super chat. Can't just pledge it. An Orange Sea Lion says Amber Heard is as much of a domestic violence victim as Sean King is a fine, upstanding black man. Stephen O'Brien says, why is Amber dressed like Mao Zedong? Sarar and DX, my mortgage is merely a pledge to the bank. Tortheo, in my opinion, Cross was good. Dropped the ball a bit on the ENT part in that picture, but overall, it was brutal for Amber. Ending was a murder by the end. I agree. Chris, check out Amber Heard's lip during the interview where she stated she paid $7 million to charity in full. Her lip appears to have a red mark in the same place it was split before. Hashtag crotch crickets. Oh, you're saying herpes, huh? Mr. Smith, hey, Nick, new fan. You're my go-to for this case. I pledged $1 million, but YouTube said they wanted actual money for this super chat. Well, you're $999,995 short of your pledge. I will be coming to break your legs. Tortheo, everyone knows a pledge is just a promise, in my opinion. Ishailson says, Ron Toye, wow, she likes partner abuse. Can't recall a thing and makes financial promises she never fulfills. She's perfect. Fine Line says, pledging is to engaged as donating is to married. Just saying. Noah Klein, breaking. Amber Turd just accused Camille of abusing her. Tuck bag. My mother was abused for 15 years and was terrified of even sending a text to her mother about it, let alone sending photos to her friends. Yeah, of course. Of course. Anyone actually at the hands of an abuser is scared all the time. Let's see, there's let's see, where is this? Where are we? Oh my gosh. Where? I thought we were done with those because I want to do unbreaded. Holy shit. What? Oh, there. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Cult of Personality says, as of right now, what are y'all's bets on the midterms? I think Republicans are going to take House and Senate. Romo Drummer, did you see this SNL skit of the trial? Don't. It's not that funny, to be honest. I haven't watched Saturday Night Live willingly in decades. If I saw it, it'd be an accident and I would hiss at it. Andrew Matthews was the guy who ate his parents, a self-defense case. They taste so good. Chandler Halderson? No, he was. Yes, we'll say it. Dispatch and Direct, please submit a form, idiot, to look up PEBCAC. Okay. Fractal Machine, it's so easy to nail her on that semantic BS. A pledge is a promise to pay in the future, correct? Donated my divorce settlement in its entirety is in the past tense, correct? So isn't using the two synonymously deceptive? You're getting close. You should have just said using the two synonymously is deceptive, isn't it? That's how you should have worded that last question. Evie Warner, tell Discord in Mark Richards' voice, thanks for sharing, Karen. Very cool. Okay. Lone Wolf 36S, Depp should donate $7 million just to shove it in her face that she hasn't and won't. Well, he's already paid her. I wouldn't donate $7 million to either of those guards. The ACLU tried to bury him. I wouldn't donate shit to them. Let's see. Nicholas Lopez Balcero, been watching since Vic from Spain. Did you notice that she said her story was believable, not true? That's good. Crushing on Curry. Did Amber lose her fake glasses today? She hasn't really worn them since Dr. Curry. Shocker. Cynthia says, oh my effing God, can you just make Mandy DM Goody on Twitter or Discord or whatever? How hard ahem is this? Do you do nothing, Nick? Yeah, if you haven't learned that by now. Look, I don't want to get involved in whatever sticky business is going on between them. It's very disgusting to me. KO says, who is worse on the stand, Gage or Amber Turd? It's been, we'll see. That remains to be seen. Horwitz, Feinberg, and Horwitz. You see here, get the fire before the break for the day. You see her get the fire. Yes, that was the most honest she's been on the stand. The rest, Call bullshit. Nice. In emojis. Venray Law, but Nick, the divorce wasn't getting media attention. So Amber Heard had to get the restraining order to leak the video. She wanted things to be private. Lucid Freem, I actually have a rare skin disease from going out into the sun. It's what's known as sunburn. Dave Riley, you asked earlier what the bad at emotion sociopath was. That is borderline or histrionic disorder. I have antisocial personality disorder and narcissistic personality disorder and run from those women. Wait, David Riley, isn't that serial killer profile? Those two? Sweet, buddy. I wish you well, and I wish you a 0 body count. Hello, Nurse Killjoy. I think Amber would prefer a Maker's Mark bottle rather than sit through the cross-examination. Yeah, I think so, too. Dispatch and Direct Devil's Advocate, paying with a credit card is a promise to pay that doesn't settle until the end of the month, and we treat that as a payment. No, I mean, you still, like, it's still paid. And if you pay the credit card company back prior to the end of the month, it doesn't settle for the purposes of being an interest-bearing charge, but you still paid them. So, no, I don't agree with that one. I know you're playing devil's advocate. I still don't agree. Lagging a pledge is a promise to make a donation. Sci-fi is life. Do you think Amber will be charged with lying? No. I don't think she'll be charged with anything. Lori Leaney, James is the man that was there all night with Ian, Rob, and Larry. Add to Twitter at Jim on thy online. Jim on thy online. He needs a boost. He was there for #justice for the line plus weeks of inside info. Sees the day she testified, had shingles, aka blister on lip skin. Ray Ann Schinneberger, Minnesota local. Trial of the wackadoo who shot up the Buffalo Clinic last year is supposed to be starting soon. Oh, that's interesting. David Stowe, if Depp wins and gets millions out of this, how pissed would Amber be? If Depp donates the money, she pays him as a final FU. I would take it. I'd fill up a swimming pool full of pennies or something and swim in it. I'd pay 1,000 Yorkies to shit on her bed. Jonathan Exley, Amber is so done. People in Hiroshima are laying flowers by the burnt shadow. Fuck. Tyler Williamson, let's be honest here. That autocorrect got me. Jane's Blonde 007. Notice she read well without her eyeglasses. Techfall 15. Bottle glass breaks to a square edge, sharp enough to slice, but the 90-degree angle bulldozes the flesh back. I've had one of those wounds. They suck. No, it heals like in a day. You're fine. Beast Daniel, thanks for the donation. Jonathan Exley, she blames the dog. The dog must have an arsehole like a yawning hippo. Lagging, even my NPC brother is on his side. Damn it. Andrea says Google did a trends analysis of all over the world. Broken Compass Comics. Nick, can the jury recommend more than what the lawsuit states in their ruling, such as giving back the money she never paid to charities? They could award him $7 million in damages. That's what they could do, or $57 million, I guess, if you wanted to say, well, but he asked for 50. I mean, they can award whatever amount they want. But they can't you have to return this specific money. You have to do it in a specific way. That gets to be a little bit much. You can do that on settlement, not with a jury. Jesus Davila, Amber can play as a vampire getting cut down by Blade. Seems like a fitting role for her. Bastard Luigi may have been mentioned watching Cross from the start. All the pictures of Johnny that were pulled up at the gala asleep. Where are his rings? Good question. Warrior Biatch says Branca self-defense trial in Sauk City, Wisconsin this week. Damn it. Why can't it wait? Desi, will they bring in Kate Moss, her past DV arrest? I don't know. We'll have to see tomorrow on the DV arrest. Kate Moss is going to be a while back. That would be a rebuttal witness. That'd be at the end of the trial. Matthew Tibbs, hello, police. I'd like to report an ongoing murder where Fairfax Circuit Courthouse, Amber Heard's testimony is getting eviscerated. Danny Conley says, I pledge $1,000 to Rackets. Enjoy it. It's done. I pledged it. Don't spend it all in one place. Rip me. James Bartholomew, dear valued professionals, as a person who grew up with Cluster B mother, I imagine the defense is absolutely petrified of the jury deciding that Amber might be a borderline personality. Thoughts? She's been diagnosed by Dr. Curry as that. Oh, and thanks for all the high value content. Hey, you're welcome, buddy. Yeah, she's been diagnosed by Dr. Mommy, and that's I think they hate that. They hate that very much. Silver Gato Man Mon says, I won't be able to watch Tonight Show live, but if I could get a toast from my mom, it would be appreciated. She passed away 10 years ago today after a 14-year fight with cancer. Well, I didn't see that one. The next chat was from Huggy Bar. That was last. I didn't see either of those as the, I think those both came in as the credits were rolling. Or the outro song was playing, I should say. To Silver Gottman, to your mother who passed 10 years ago yesterday. To a lady who fought cancer, who fought her cancer into a teenager. To who fought it through its infancy, who fought it through its adolescence, and who finally beat the cancer, but succumbed herself as it became an annoying teenager. May the light that she brought to her children be the light that shines on in the darkness, and the cancer be but a fading shadow on the wall receding away. Cheers. Okay, let's do unbreaded. Right? Unbreaded! Okay, if you are new to the night show, and we've got a pretty decent crowd, and for staying around for 3 hours now, thank you. You're all insane. I love you all. You are crazy people who have probably no business even being alive, honestly. But you're here. If you're at this night show, you know we do some different stuff around the nighttime show. This is unbreaded. Okay? This is a manifesto of a man named Matthew Harris. He is a UCLA 358 is the page number. Oh my goodness. He is a UCLA doctorate. He's a doctor. He's a doctor of philosophy from Duke University, UCLA professor, who posted this manifesto to the philosophy department at UCLA. I pick one page at random, as you just saw with my random number generator, to read every single night. We read it. I have to censor the slurs, but these are the words of Matthew Harris. This is unbreaded. If you have not seen it, I assume you're about to leave. Woman thinks she wants to be like a man. Only the brainwashed woman tortures herself by trying to be something more than a bitch. Only the brainwashed woman wants to be more than she is. The virgin wives are ranked higher because their spirits are cleaner. I enjoy fucking my widow wives like refurbished hardware, but I prefer my cleaner wives more, and both tiers love knowing where they are ranked. It helps their spirits, and it just works for us. When I was in the first grade, they put me in the two groups. They pulled me aside, and these old white women said, Matt, you aren't finishing your weekly readers as quickly as you used to. You aren't finishing your dittos as fast as you did before, and we are going to take you out of the one group and put you in the two group with the slower kids. I never forgave white people, and to this day, I know that was the first time I encountered discrimination. I don't need to talk about my intelligence. That never helps unless you're talking to yourself. I was synesthetic. Maybe you still are. Profound to the point that I don't feel like I came from the same anything as you. I don't know what sexy is, but I know that I am it. That works sometimes, but most of the time it's just crackers and bikes making shit up. Trust nothing in the DSM because it wasn't made for bingers, okay? So when a cracker sings about shackles and whips, don't accept it as if it is just a song about BDSM. Bingers, stop being stupid. They only have anything because of slavery. You think it's acceptable for a cracker pop singer to sing about shackles and whips, and you just nod your head and don't murder him for mocking you about descending from slaves? An apology ain't shit, Bingers. Who want their lives to matter must soak their hands in blood. We call that Mein Kampf. I said that for myself, so fuck you. It's beyond fucked up to put children who are still learning into groups based on learning that ranks them as if some learning is better than other learning. Fuck you, Sister Sheila. I hope that you were tortured, and I hope that someone strangles you in a nursing home. Fuck you, Miss Gracia. Either we both came from monkeys or neither of us did, you fucking, well, actually, maybe polygenism is true and I don't give a shit, but you are still a racist bitch for the way you handled conversations with a fifth grader. I hope you suffer a painful menopause and die lonely. Sister Aline, bitch, I hope you fall down all the stairs you ever walk on, you bitch. Should have never raised your voice or been such a cunt. You weren't qualified to teach children. Your energy was fucking horrible for a nun. You had no warmth. You were such a callous fucking human, like a boiling teapot. I hope you rot while still alive. Sister Clarita, fuck you. Sister Clarita, I hope someone spanks you with a brick. Ms. Leonard, fuck you for being mediocre and not intervening in the oppression of a small child. You're a piece of shit, and I hope your family suffers more agony than I'm capable of describing or imagining. I never liked my kindergarten teacher, but in retrospect, I wonder if her blonde daughter, Megan, grew up to be a cutie or not. In retrospect, her name sounded kind of Polish, and the closer you get to Russia, the higher the chances are that the women look fish-faced like Vladimir the Imp Putin. Sometimes you can't tell if a bitch is from Poland or one of those countries. I don't know if it's the... Unbread! Oh my gosh. It's like Poland is where his line stops. He does not go east past Poland because the faces start fishing out, apparently. Oh, you'd love to see the next page. We'd all love to see the next page. We'd all love to see it. 8,292 unbreaded starting viewers, 7,801 ending viewers. Shit. Every time. Every time. Bob Piffle says 20 your way for the continued unbreaded. Never stop. Favorite sitcoms by decade, 70s, 80s, and 90s, and 2 games you've rage quit. I didn't really like sitcoms that much. I mean, Seinfeld, I guess, for the 90s. Or Family Guy. Well, Family Guy would have been 2000s. Never mind. Seinfeld for the 90s. 80s. Didn't watch sitcoms that I can think of. I only really watched like Transformers in the 80s. 70s, I don't watch 70s TV. I'm not big into sitcoms, never really have been. Okay. Over on Odyssey, Silvertree says Amber seems to be starting to panic. Firefucks toast to the ass mad pussies who hate toasts, hate jokes, and hate men being men. Choke on your tears as you cry in your beer. Die salty and mad. Also, Boomer, there's a new thing called Screenshot where you want to save a tweet. This is the 10,000th time you've lost it, like the retard Boomer you are. The tweet wasn't that important. I think it's funnier that it was deleted, personally. But yes, to the ass mad pussies who hate toasts, jokes, and men being men. May you always stay ass mad and shit in your own mouth. Firefox, can I get a toast for my granddad? Russell Greer voice. It'll be 2 years since his passing, and while he wasn't the same man at the end, dementia's a thief in so many ways. Oh, you fucking said it. We remember him as he was before, not who he became at the end. We love you and miss you like Russell Greer, Mrs. Taylor Swift. So Firefox's granddad, a man who was taken slowly by dementia, and though his memory was gone from him, it lived on in the rest of us and will for many generations to come. Thank you. Cheers. There you go. If you don't know about that, that's a whole other story. You got to check out my Russell Greer videos. You'll understand. Jay Winkler, I know some of you just don't Russell Greer. Let me briefly explain, okay? Because this is too much lore. Russell Greer is a weirdo. He has something called Mobius syndrome, which means his eyes don't move left and right, and his face is paralyzed, and his mouth is stuck apart like this. Before you feel sorry for Russell Greer, because you're like, oh, that's fat. He's making fun of the disabled. We don't make fun of Russell Greer because of his disability. We make fun of Russell Greer because he's a horrendous asshole, a colossal monster, and a serial sewer of various female celebrities, and other people as well. He is a menace on the internet, and he uses litigation to try and get dates with celebrity women. He's great. But yes, if you really want to understand Russell Greer, I have a 10-part series where me and a female comedian named Sriracha, we read his book. We read his book and explained the lore behind it. His book is called Why I Sued Taylor Swift. It is a masterpiece. The 10-part audio book is available on this channel. Just go ahead. No, sewer, not S-E-W-E-R, but S-U-E-R, sewer. One who sues. Just check out the 10-part series on Russell Greer. We eventually even interviewed his old boss. And the stories are, man, they're magic. Yeah, this is the Taylor Swift dude. Yes, Cynthia. You got it. You got to check out the series. I wish like I did that series. My channel was so small, and it's one of the most fun things I've ever done, reading that book. Yeah, but that'll explain all of Russell Greer. Okay. All right. Shit. EMT 2666. No, read that one. Ocean Redux. So we're gonna. Oh wait, no, I got. God, I'm all out of order. Jay Winkler says her face is swelling up from the god awful beating she's taken in court. Get the lips. They're not. I don't. Oh wait, I have them. Oh my god. Oh no, they're covered in dust and shit. I gotta wash them off. These are the Russell Greer lips. I usually put those in when doing the Greer voice, but they're covered in dust and all nasty. They need to get washed. Firefox says, thank you for that toast rack. It's had me tearing up. I was laughing so hard. Much love, brother retard. You're welcome. SC Medic 71 says, well played, Kurt. That was one of the criticisms I kept seeing on the Destiny stream. Like, he uses the R slur too much. Yeah, shut up, retard. Rumble username sucks says, hey, Nick, I hear a co-host position has opened up on a late night Blaze TV podcast. Would you be interested in taking the position? You'd never have to sit in Jack Murphy's seat in the future that way. I don't think the Blaze is going to hire me opposite Elijah Schaefer. I'm just saying. We'd never get through a show. Rumble username sucks says, brighten a really dark situation, referring to a chick that's going to have surgery that will blind her. I thought you hated puns, you shameless grifter. It's exactly the jokes I come here for. Joe Schmo, 1 of 3, says, gingers used to be soulless villains, but Amber Turd changed that. Now rosacea sufferers have the stigma of fake injuries for domestic disputes. Yep. Eat an Oreo cookie, then use the lips. Oh no, it's gross. I've drank plenty of times with the lips. It's a disaster. It spills all over my pants and shirt. Oh god, it's a mess. Adam Young says, do you think while Amber was on direct, do you think Johnny's team went with the if you give them enough rope, they will hang themselves strategy? They didn't seem to object as much as her team did. Camille objected a lot during Amber Heard's direct. Camille objected a ton. but it was always on technical stuff that would be overcome typically with just better questions. And that was to fluster Elaine. No, I think they just did the right thing. We need this alleged Nazi manifesto. Yeah, I'm going to get it. I just haven't had time to grab it. I honestly, like, I got done with my show and I immediately left my computer. I went up and had to get ready to take my kid to the thing. Got home after that, laid down for a little bit, got up, did this. After this, I'm going to set up the stream for tomorrow. I'm going to pre-record a preview video. Did you guys see the preview video this morning? I thought that was a decent idea. YouTube lets me do a preview of like 3 minutes. It's not like Rumble. Rumble forces you to do a 60-second video and it just attaches as part of the stream. YouTube lets you upload use an uploaded video on YouTube as a preview video. And then it goes towards the thing. So it's its own entity. I like that a lot better personally. I'm going to try and do that for tomorrow. It's on the farms. What was on the farms? My preview video. We'll see. Okay, where were we? Here it is. Ocean Redux. Keep up the good work, Nick. Also, I'm drinking Johnny Walker Red Label and playing Elden Ring. So everyone take a shot with me. Oh, God, help me, Lamau. Yeah, playing Elden Ring while drinking, trust me, is not the easiest. Mario Carter says, Runkle and Lon Lumber need to debate tree law. Melania Blade of McKella says, why? Hello again, Nikki. Notice you missed my last super chat. That's okay. I look forward to clapping those cheeks like a college co-ed in a frat house very soon. Fuck. Mike V. I grew up with a father with borderline personality. Oh, wait, I read that one. Bell, do you think Amber is trying to set up an appeal case by saying her lawyers had proof but didn't show it? No. Do you think her lawyers could drop her for throwing them under the bus? No. Not for either of those things. She didn't really throw her lawyers under the bus. She just basically said, no, I did everything I'm supposed to. It's your fault. Lazy Bastard says, damn, Nick, you got me in trouble with the wife. It was worth it picking up my kids during your early live when you read my chat out live. My kids are so excited. My 10-year-old said, that was so breaded. Wife bought me beats. Oh, no. Your kid said that was so breaded. You know what? If I ever encounter a breaded in the wild at like an elementary school, I'll know that my life is complete at that point, and I will expect to be killed by Hillary Clinton within days. Matt Thompson says it's only worth being late if you're in blackface. R. Vallejo says Johnny Depp Mega Pint remix. Watch it. I'm not gonna watch it on stream. We got to end the show. So Hunter Leighton Gay, you disloyal Shaster lawyer boomer. James Blonde 007. I suffer from depression and have had so much trouble since quarantine. You help me every day. I want to be better, but it's very, very hard and I don't know how to be. I've lost my desire for happiness. James Blonde, that's depression, man. That's what's kicking your ass. You got to cut out sugar. You got to cut out soda. You got to start working out or doing exercise. Get outside all summer. Get the sun on your face as much as possible. Get some time out in the light. And I know that's easy to say, but when you don't want to do it, you gotta get up and do it. Get a friend, get an accountability partner to help you get out and do something. Forever 229. Every site should rename donations to pledges and function like IOUs. No, Peter version 1 says uncivil law looks like me, but with less hair. The gray one. Evening, guys. How goes it? Long time no talk, Nick. What's up, gray one? Got the Rona. Taste has been gone, but slowly coming back. Least cross put me in a really good mood. Bet Amber Heard gonna explode in rage. Dude, that lost taste. Well, for me, it was change taste, but either way, that just fucks with your mind. It sucks. Laughing Dog, does dogs have lawyers in family law now, right? But baby, no. I guess a dog can have a lawyer. Baby, I don't know. I don't think so. Jesus, please give Attorney Tom his Lamborghini back. That's funny. Gordo the Scholar first. Damn you. Damn you all to hell. Second, damn you and your sweet EverQuest talk on Friday. I've spent the weekend on Project 99. Third, I hope this brings back nightmares. 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. No, you should know. Damn you. Damn you, you piece of shit. Oh, God, I love playing that game. TJ Ventura. Kurt, sorry to hear you deal with tough days mentally. One of my favorites on LawTube. Read that one. Mario Carter. Justice is blind to those ginormous cans. Tracy Ranger, Law Nerd Clips channel for nuked for reposting unbreaded clips. They're appealing it, but damn, the censorship is real. Yikes. Wait, Law Nerd Clips is, well, the unbreaded channel was. I think Law Nerd Clips' channel is still up, right? I think. I should check. Yeah, Law Nerd Clips is still there. The end of Unbreaded. Hi, Law Nerd Clips Unbreaded channel. Ooh. Didn't make it. Oh no. They see that it didn't have that. They didn't have the context. You guys wonder why I add the context to all of the unbreaded. I have to tell that we're joking, because otherwise they're saying kill all the Asians. It's not actually kill all the Asians. That's the joke, is this man's crazy. Let's see. Here we go. Bryant McCracken says Camille's Cross may be the best sex I've ever had. 200-watt studio. Nick, did you see the Night of Living Amber video I DM'd you? I did not. Oh, wait. No, I did. Yeah, that was good when he hits her with the tray. Jonathan Taylor, Amazon has Magic the Gathering 40K decks available for pre-order. Fuck my life. Dr. Martin Luther Pepe, don't let Nick keep you down, Kurt. You can wear a skirt too. It's current year. Dispatch Indirect, Uncivil, having made the same joke. It's also a self-deprecating humor, making fun of simping. Joseph Fazio, hey, Amber, Brazzers and Evil Angel left a message. No! He also says, where's the money, Lebowski? Frozen Yoga 69, I'm sick and with and of COVID. I've tried everything except shame this malevolent malady. Could you anti-toast this virus so I can get on with my life? Hey, COVID, fuck you. Get the fuck out. Nobody likes you. Nobody likes you. COVID. Get out. You're like a Fed agent at a good frat party or something. I don't even know. Frat party? Why would the feds be there? Because they're everywhere now. That's why. And nobody likes them anywhere. Fuck the feds. Fuck the COVID. Weird. It's like those two go hand in hand. Maddie B, I'm utterly disgusted that your chat hasn't been full of lesbian jokes about Amber and her dirty carpet. I made those jokes. I made them right away. It wasn't a tray. It was a toilet tank lid. Look, in prison, that's a tray. Time Traveler says Uncivil versus Nick drinking. Make it happen. Oh, last time we did that was kind of dark. Kind of dark. Gordo the Scholar. Oh, wait, I read that one. Here we go. Trayton Nugent, odds of Heard ending up guilty of perjury, lying under oath, almost zero. Almost zero. Nope. It's just, again, everybody wants that to happen in these trials, and it just really doesn't. Dysentery Joe, Nikki Poo. Saturday night, I did the Glen 12 double sniff, sip, hard swallow, and exhale. Didn't love it, but didn't hate it. Went back for a second glass, though. Oh, second glass. Yeah. Yeah. NSX, my wife is listening. Please say, Cheryl, please stop sniffing the carpet and killing all the bees. Cheryl, stop sniffing the carpet and killing all the bees. It's horrifying. Tara Rayner, Amber Heard eyebrow is different from first picks to last couple of her rosy cheeks. Her bruise was also able to move up and down on her cheek over the 5 days. Crusader says Vasquez should have asked Heard why you eat the poo-poo. John M., can we get a toast for the unbreaded channel that got nuked by YouTube today? To the unbreaded for violating those sweet, sweet guidelines. never having an explanation that it's all just in good fun. Rest in peace. I don't understand why white women. Lady Lee Bell, a pledge and a donation are two different things. I agree. And Orange Sea Lion Amber really pulled a Dumb and Dumber and gave the ACLU a whole $3.5 million in IOUs and thought she was good. Amber Smollett Floyd gave me hours of entertainment at work today. Mosey in 87, this is my pledge to super chat you $1,000 at some point. Trust me, I already gave it to you because I said I pledged it. Check your account. Duh. Thrashifies. I may have this wrong. Didn't Depp own all these places himself? If so, wouldn't security have to let him in? She said my place as if she owned hers. Actually in California, him owning a place and her occupying it, he probably couldn't just let himself in under the law. If she changed the locks as tenant, it gets weird, but dude, it's the landlord tenant law in California is really fucking strange. A fuzzy creature says cumulative stare decisis eventually leads to an unconstitutional result in all situations if we forget that the Constitution is the ultimate authority. Thank you. No, there was a drip in there, but I can't drink a bunch more, Mandy. I gotta go to sleep and wake up at 7:30 in the morning. But there was liquor in there. Just not a lot. Amy Horrell, I think she still self-cuts. Remember, Dr. Hughes said Amber used to cut herself as a teenager. Toomey Lee, did you hear of Amber misspoke bruise kit? Yep. Any thoughts on appeal on Amber team? I mean, if she loses, she'll sue them for malpractice probably, but she'll lose. They're fine. Belle, is Amber setting up an appeal case? She said she provided her lawyers the evidence they didn't use. Why her lawyers are not quitting after she accused them of misconduct, leaking stuff to the media. Those may have been different lawyers that leaked stuff to the media, for one thing. For two, her lawyers would have to ask the judge permission to quit, and it would be a disaster. The judge would probably say no at this point in the trial. And three, no, she's not trying to set up an appeal case on that. She wouldn't win on that appeal. She's had adequate representation of counsel. Even if she provided pictures that did exist and her counsel decided not to use them, she still had adequate representation of counsel, and they made a decision not to include those for whatever reason. Lady Lee Bell, Nick, did you see the medication list at the doctor's report for Amber Heard? Crazy. Yes. Thundar the Barbarian says, what's the first thing a guy does after he gets home from a date with Amber Heard? The dishes. Tara Rayner, I think, washes the sheets. She wasn't known or talented and only advanced a career at all because of him. She's fake being attentive. Oh, I read that one earlier. Jackson Kai, same. Since I was a kid, I love the idea of making interest, and then you can make interest off the interest. Put all my birthday money in the bank. Ben George, why is law determined by the Supreme Court? Is it? It is. It is because Marbury versus Madison, which I actually have a long principled disagreement with that Kurt disagrees with me on. Character Holding says, I was just poking the bear earlier. You're awesome, Nick. Oh, good. Eric Dennis, Nick, maybe she used the $7 million in acting classes. Face of Mortality. My mom said she knew Amber and she's a mega lesbian. Yeah. Yeah, that seems right. Matt Thompson, been watching Fake all day. I can spot a fake sip. Fadi El-Didi, what's the worst or rather best lol case scenario for what can happen from her misrepresenting having submitted the photos? Worst case scenario for her is they get to ask where the photos are and say, you said you did this. Let's find them. What's the exhibit number? Produce them. If they don't exist, have some motion to force the production or to sanction her for not actually producing something that she alleges exists. Well, you didn't produce it. So sanctions. Both of those are kind of unlikely at this point. But if she keeps up this line of answers where, oh no, I submitted it, you just don't want to show it. Joshua Daly, Uber driver, posts a video on Facebook of his passengers making racist comments not directed at the driver. I think this violated wiretapping laws or other laws. Pennsylvania is a two-party consent state. You don't have an expectation of privacy in an Uber car. My violated Uber policy, but not the two-party consent stuff. If you're in a public place and you have no expectation of privacy, you can be recorded. generally speaking. Without looking at the Pennsylvania law, that's generally true. Character Holding says thoughts on squatting. I think it's nasty garbage, but some people do it. Cameron Barnes, can the audio, or do you mean like squatting on a bed and taking a shit? Different. Also, Slavic squatting is based in Slav pilled. Cameron Barnes, can the audio of Jerry Judge saying, I believe those injuries are self-inflicted and I believe she's doing coke, be introduced if she continues lying about the Australia incident during Cross? Maybe. Synapse says, crying cat knows. Chad Bacon, message retracted. Time traveler, toast my dad. Oh, trying not to drink so much. Time traveler, toast my dad. Alzheimer's / heart failure, wheelchair and bedridden. We lift him out of the bed onto the toilet. Loves rides, salutes every flag he sees. His dad, easy 101st Airborne. Dad, Lieutenant Colonel, Army Artillery. To your dad, to time traveler's dad, struggling with Alzheimer's, in the caring and loving arms of his family, who gladly bear the struggle of taking care of him after he struggled to care for them for so many years. He still keeps his pride in his country and its flag. And we know his pride in his family will remain long after any disease may have stripped him of his ability to express it. Cheers. Chad Bacon, did you see Amber wore bee earring? No. Kalinka says, Nick, the consummate gentleman only wants to see the boobies outside, not the vaginal inside. It was just awkward. It's just awkward. I don't like, it was a uterus that I was looking at. Casey Badley says, with all the sad comments, I wanted to throw in a positive one. Can you raise a toast to me as I moved to Florida from Tennessee to start my new business as a contractor? Go get it, Casey. To bigger and better professional things, to more money, to more leisure, to more fulfilling work. Cheers, pal. TJ Ventura, rewatch your interview with Earl Grey. Related vid comes up of his interview with Piers Morgan. They yell at each other and it ends with Earl slamming his laptop shut to end the interview. What a beauty. Oh yeah, he hates that guy. It's so funny. Beathan 99 says, I think Piers Morgan asked him to come on again, or had, like a production assistant reach out to him. I'm pretty sure he said only if I can be there in person in case I need to punch him in this fucking mouth. I think that's a quote. Beathan 99 says, Amber testified that she had mountains of evidence. Did she just increase her burdens of proof in the mind of the jury? I mean, yeah, the jury's asking, well, why didn't we see those pictures? Mario Carter says, Nick Fuentes is probably a big fan of Jack Harlow. What other white rapper has the #1 hit bragging about drinking pineapple juice for sweet semen? I don't know. Crusader says, misheard. Why did you drop a dookie on the bed? Mick123 Mick says, so glad I have the next few days off work. I get to watch the state sanctioned roast of Amber Heard. Cameron Barnes, it was a tungsten ring. Oh, okay. Those are so heavy. I was looking at some rings the other day. It's just killing some time when I bought Lady Rackets her Mother's Day thing, and they had tungsten rings. They're so freaking heavy. And then they had a ring made out of a meteorite. That thing was cool. That was light as shit. Cynthia says, Phantom Q. So how is my New York City BFF, who hates my current red pill phase, also obsessed with Love on the Spectrum? Because that's a show that spans everything. Such a great show. Did I lose contact with Mr. Medicare, R.E. the Acerthorn saga? Yes, I did. But I'm also in the middle of trial, so it's tough. I mean, I messaged Jim and asking what date works out, and he has not gotten back to me. But the Ralph shit lit up. The Nick Fuentes stuff lit up. And so, I mean, he's been very, very much involved with all that in the Kino Casino. So, I'm patient. I'm a patient man. Denied says, my ex severely abused me. When I call the cops on her, falsely accused me of rape. 10 years later, I finally have a police cert confirming my record is clear. 10 years, laugh or cry. This case is therapeutic. Fuck me, man. That sucks. Joe's Atmosphere. Welcome to Paralegal. 200 Watt Studio says, check your Twitter timeline. Sam Uri says, not hearing enough Dred Scott invoked in Roe conversation. Enter the Cube. He says, just an FYI, folks, nobody knows the final outcome of court cases. No matter how good of a case is for either side, always expect the unexpected. It's good advice. Joe's Atmosphere says, if you are ready, toast Foxy in my 21st year to GR. I don't know what that means. To Foxy in your 21st year to GR. Cheers, buddy. Ann B. Feinstein, when I want to prove a date, I have to put a newspaper or news site in the photo. Jorge Torres, I train at a boxing gym, get scratches on my face from the leather. If he was punching her in the face with no rings on, no makeup could help her out. Or with rings on, no makeup could help her out. Oh, yeah, no, not a chance. Marie Zappizi says, Amber is no victim, no photos of injuries. Real victims do look at Nicole Brown Simpson. Automata Amber, cheeks, nothing about me gets flushed. Cameron Barnes, also, I'm dumb and couldn't see if you got my earlier dono. I don't think it's the case, but could Johnny's team bring up the audio of Jerry Judge saying he thinks the cuts were self-inflicted on Cross? Possibly. He's dead. It's hearsay, but death is unavailability of a witness and might be an exception. We'll have to see. Sam Curry, do you think that Johnny's overwhelming public support may come back to bite him somehow during the trial? Only if it somehow impacts the jury, but otherwise, no. Shaky Owens, I found out I saved a man's life today through wellness checks. Give a shout out to your local PD from your resident anarchist. Oh, God. Duck Dangerously. Nick, thoughts on Sony donating to an abortion rights group after publicly coming out to say respect everyone's opinions? Seems a bit two-faced to me. There's a difference between respecting other people's opinions and expressing your own. There's all sorts of things to criticize Sony for. That one, I mean, it's on the list, but it's kind of low on the list to me because lots of places donate to lots of places. If you don't like it, don't buy their thing. But Spoonie Jank, can I get a toast? I was drunk the day my mom got out of prison and I went to pick her up in the rain, but before I could get to the station in my pickup truck, she got run over by a damned old train. To your mom, nobody gets run over by a train. They get obliterated by trains. Big Kungus, how accurate are the bruise colors she mentioned? I don't know. Sounded like bullshit to me. She didn't actually say specifically. She just said you use the one that counters the other one. She mentioned some colors, but she got kind of vague on the actual specifics. Razgriz Reborn says Asmongold watched and subbed to Law and Lumber. C&T Designs and Arms. Have you heard about the ATF trying to shout down companies that sell firearm parts? Shut down from JSD Supply needs our help to fight back. GSG has a fundraiser for them. I have not heard about that, but I believe you. Lord Raptor Jesus, first time Supa and just became a member. Been watching and enjoying your content for 3 years. Keep it up quick. Who has the worst takes, Amber or Lofty? Cheers, Shyster. Amber. Lofty's good. He's genuine. I mean, he may be wrong, but he's genuine. Happy Indian Simp. New Amber Heard fantasy show. Bob Grab Vagine. It's great. 3 collies. Do you think they staged the cocaine pick affected the jury? Don't know. I think they should have gone into it more. Katrina Revan, how does Camille clean up the photo issue if the jury doesn't believe they've been compromised by Johnny Depp's team? Love how they're approaching her cross as an abuser, not a victim. Yeah, you have to approach her cross as an abuser. But I mean, clean up the photo issue. Which photo issue? Are you talking about the stage photos? I mean, you just show them. This is defense exhibit this, defense exhibit that, defense exhibit this. Talents here. Suppose you have to defend a client who's clearly guilty. Is there a way to throw the case without it looking blatantly so? You don't, though. Lawyers don't do that. Like, the lawyers that do this get disbarred and sometimes go to jail for fraud. They don't do this. Yeah, I don't want to get into it, but lawyers don't act like this. They don't throw cases. They'll advise a client, this is what I think the best course of action is. Maybe they think you should plead guilty. If they know they're guilty, well, you should plead guilty or you should try and settle this. And if the client doesn't accept their advice, usually they'll, either, okay, we'll go with your plan, or fine, you're fired, I'm fired, whatever it takes. Happy, throw TMZ under the bus, 1 minute vid, check your DM on Twitter. No, sorry. I need to go to bed. Sentinel Rex, look up Grom the Paunch Warhammer Fantasy. It reminds me of the Gunt. Yes, it does. Sarsarin's day friend Amber Heard stole and drank Johnny Depp's mojo. When she made coffee the next morning, he had to taste the coffee 3 times because it had a distinct taste of nuts into butter. Oh, behave, darling. Wink. Mr. Bentham used Nick's content. He pledges not to strike it down. I've been that way forever, though. I've been that way forever. Like, please just... There was a place, there's like some Southeast Asian weird like ad farm that would take my content, take out the video, just have my voice laid over an animation. I mean, that was bullshit. That's what that was. That was some bullshit. So there's no branding, there's no mention of me. You couldn't see, oh, this is Ricada Law. That's when I have a problem with that shit. But if you're going to just like use, if you're going to keep my fucking logo on there, my name down here on there, and just have my face and whatever, I mean, go ahead. Elle says, hi, just subscribed from Emily D. Baker. Question, did you get people to hold your spots? What spots? Do you mean in line? I wasn't down there. That was not me who was down there. That was Rob from Lawn Lumber, Runkle of the Bailey, and the DUI guy. I'm here at home. Phoenix Lord Asserman says, still waiting. And no, people can't hold your spots. You have to be there. Phoenix Lord Asserman says, still waiting on the Russell unbreaded. Get the lips. I got to wash them. Kalinka says, toast the new viewers being confused at old lore. To the new viewers. Learning so many old things. There's still a little in here, Mandy. Phoenix Lord says, you promised to eat a hot dog with the lips in chapter 3. Still waiting, Nick. Oh, shit. Lost Valley says, I donate my allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. That was good. Nebulea says, Buffalo Boy was obviously groomed on Discord. Mothmem says, racket, spell out Dragon's Treasure code. I need tea. Amber poops in beds. You can do all one word, or you can have spaces where they belong. Amber poops in beds. That's it. Habita Hubita. Vasquez has mom legs, girl next door face, and hot 30-year-old torso, all perfectly made sexier by the smarts, smile, and savvy flow. Annalie Elizabeth Nascaturus fiction, English law, protection of rights of unborn child. Let's talk about prepping. Says, cheers to me. Picked up a Springfield Hellcat Pro 9mm today. 357 remains most unbreaded caliber. 45 fans can cry. Peel the ATF, and I'm instantly buying an M1919 belt-fed 308. Samain P, welcome to Paralegal Status. Orange Red says, give a quick recap of the trial, please. Kidding. Oh, thank Christ. 200 Watt Studio says, can I get a toast for good luck as I just put my house on sale? 200 Watt Studio, may the market favor. May the market favor the sale of your house and the profits be vast beyond your expectations. Cheers, buddy. Mandy Kravitz says, suck my dick. Wait, don't read this chat, Nick. Stop. Aisha Fraser says, in Cammy voice, prepare the sacred ointment for Rottenborn. Eric Hilarity, Amber Heard, it's not about the money. Also, Amber, why should Johnny get the tax benefits from the money I never wanted? Stephen Young, do you think Amber's supposed photograph testimony could lead to discovery trouble for her and her team? Possibly, but probably not at this point. Jackson Kai says the 40k Magic card decks made all the Imperium 1 deck, but gave Necrons their own. Wizards is full of heretics. Good show and unbreaded today. There we go, guys. That's it. Wait, one more on Rumble. Rumble username sucks as Nick. I would expect a lawyer to know that the technical term for one who sues isn't sewer, but litigant. No, sewer. And that wasn't even worth it as a pun. Try open sewer next time, you pun hater. It's sewer and you know it. That's it, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I need to go to bed. We'll see you tomorrow, 7:45 a.m. That's in 5 hours. I'll see you there. Pro Vigil in system. Malik Foxton says just beat Malkanath on Elden Ring. Come a long way. Almost finished. Next goal is Millennia. Dude, I wish I had time to play. I need to finish that. I need to finish that up and start playing some Demon Hunters or something. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow night. Mandy, you can still not join the dude crew, and you know it. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. See you tomorrow morning. Peace. Peace.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some lost-plaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitter and Erlang. From the white shores of Maine to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an ardbeg, a bow, more of the brook. Spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter, as we hear lost-plaining tonight. From the white shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the wrong better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all plentiful, from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who ensures
See, Goody sent in a chat, but it's stupid and gay. So
shores of Nam to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the wrong better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law